Homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
You are nothing more than the reflection of a grim, pitiless world, and this is The Onion Week in Review. Following the Supreme Court's ruling on same-sex marriage this week, overjoyed gay couples in Florida rushed out of their homes to have their marriages denied to them. Homosexual couples throughout the southern state told reporters they were ecstatic over the landmark decision supporting gay rights and said they couldn't wait to wait in line and have their requests to be wed rejected by their home state. And in science news, scientists probably discovered a frog or something. They're always doing that sort of shit. In other news, an 8-year-old boy surprises his Marine father during a firefight in Afghanistan. Johnny Depp is now physically unable to walk unless whimsically teeter-tottering across a rolling log, wobbly plank, or swaying beam. And Silvio Berlusconi is transferred to a steamy, all-female penitentiary. If you're seeking a celebrity interview, stay away from that bastard Tobey Maguire, who apparently can't even pick up a phone to say he has a schedule conflict and won't be able to make it into the studio. For more, keep checking theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
All right, I don't know where our network is, but we are connected to them, and hopefully they are putting us on the radio. They have not sent the requisite music along, but welcome to a special...
I can substitute. I can be like dun 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 dun.
That's pretty cool.
I am nobody.
Yes. We are here, and we are doing special Memorial Day edition of
Memorial Day.
Free Talk Live.
Oh, Memorial Day. I forgot.
It is. Yeah, it is.
You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to remember that.
We actually were, all of us actually were up early this morning. Captain, you had some business to attend to.
I did. It's true.
But
you guys were out doing something far more entertaining, or at least, I guess more along the lines of what the show's about, right?
The show is just an open phones panel discussion with a pro-liberty viewpoint. However, we do have a tendency to go out and actually
support liberty
do things.
Stuff.
Yeah, we do more than talk, I guess, here on Free Talk Live, and sometimes that means when it comes to little tyrants telling people what to do, like the so-called governor, a.k.a. His Excellency here in New Hampshire.
His Royal Highness.
Yeah, ordering people to stay off the beach. We, of course... By the way, none of us who went this morning, you, nobody, me, and then Aria, was the three of us who traveled out. 2-hour drive, basically, almost, from here in Keene to the seacoast at Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, to where I've never been. None of the three of us actually really care for beaches. Not a one of us actually, want to go and spend time on beaches, do spend time on beaches. The last time I was on a beach was Anarchapulco, and that was just because we were literally on a beach at the hotel.
Right.
So that was just kind of where it was. But prior to that, it must have been Florida back when I lived there, the last time I was at a beach, and I didn't make much of a habit of it there. You grow up around them. They're just sandy places that, everything gets dirty and it's kind of annoying. But some people like them.
I don't know. To me, going to the beach is like going swimming and half-assing the job.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you don't even make it to the water.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Let's go hang out on this sandy area before, and then don't get in the water so we don't get wet.
Well, this was not a getting in the water day for sure. And I've heard that the beaches, the water at the beaches up here tends to be cold even during the summertime.
Yeah.
Because it gets so cold at night.
It's only spring, so the water's going to be cold just as a result of the time of year.
Correct. So I didn't.
You ever been on a beach with white sand?
Yes, actually.
White beaches be crazy.
That's one of the big differences between the beaches I grew up around and the ones that are on the East Coast. They are not white sand beaches that I've seen, at least, on the Atlantic. So they're not the prettiest of beaches. But regardless, the point was not to enjoy the beach.
Gulf of Mexico's got the white sands, though.
That's right. Yeah, that's where I grew up. So the point is not for me to enjoy the beach, because I don't really care for the beach. But the point was that the thing that got 3 people who don't really care about the beach out to the beach this morning is the fact that we were told we couldn't go. Now, of course, people who criticize libertarians will say, well, if they said don't jump off a bridge, you libertarians would jump off a bridge.
No, I'd throw them off.
I mean, I might bungee jump off a bridge.
You don't have to react to everything the same way.
Yeah.
I might bungee jump off a bridge if they told me
are you
I
like one of
couldn't,
those extreme sports guys?
No, but
No.
I mean, just to
Does he
defy
look like
the
one of those extreme sports guys?
Yeah.
He doesn't, no.
Just to defy micro tyrant's orders,
Captain Kickass would be like a name that somebody could use, as like a pseudonym in an extreme sports
I should
thing,
just
huh?
put like the little RET after my name. I'm
What's that
retired.
mean? Oh, retired.
Yeah,
okay. So we went there.
It has been. I have been accused of being the captain of kicking ass, and I just wanted to say that is not true. I think you and I, Ian, had
Who's
this
the captain
discussion.
of kicking ass?
You and I had this discussion, and I'm like, I've been in the Shire for a year now.
Congratulations.
And nobody has really, and not you, nobody, but like other folks, and possibly even you, have never said, well, what are you a captain of exactly? And the answer to that is, of course, I'm the captain of myself, right? And if you want to be kick-ass, you also should be a captain of yourself.
No matter how great the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll, I am the master of my fate, and I the captain of my soul.
Exactly.
Where's that from?
It's called Invictus.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. I don't think I've ever said it on the airwaves, and nobody has ever directly asked me. I mean, I don't know if it's ironically, but like surprisingly, nobody's ever said, "What exactly are you a captain of, Captain?" Because usually a captain is a captain
because I'm
of a thing.
thinking that when I first met you, you said I'm the captain, and I said of what? No,
I don't think so.
I didn't.
No.
Well, I should have. I'll try to do better next time.
So we went and went to this beach, this Hampton Beach. I'd never been before.
No,
because again, I don't really care about beaches. If I really want to go to a beach, they've got a beach here at a lake that is like at a public park.
Okay.
And there was a cookout that we had there years ago, and it's a serviceable beach. It's there's water, there's sand. It's a beach. Doesn't have to be on an ocean to be a beach. But anyway, so we went there, and the point was to violate the governor's orders and go out onto the beach and hopefully be left alone. And in this case, we were left alone. There was a police officer who clearly was aware that we were out on the beach. He certainly saw us. He was kind of walking on the boardwalk or whatever they call it, the main drag out there.
Yeah.
And he just kept walking. Didn't bother to step out onto the sand and even to come out and try to talk to us about it. So we were out there for, it wasn't like we just stepped out and ran back or something. We were hanging out there way longer than we honestly should have. It was cold. It was wet. We were probably there for at least 45 minutes, I would say about.
I want to know, I wonder in my head what that cop did wrong to get hang out on the beach duty.
He wasn't. I think he rolled up. It was a local cop. And what we were told was this beach is actually a state park.
Yeah.
So apparently it's not run by the city of Hampton Beach.
So doesn't
or
that
whatever.
mean only like a state trooper or a sheriff can patrol it?
Well, that was what the theory that one guy had. There were again 2 other people that were there besides the 3 of us that had showed up. We did get a couple stragglers towards the end because people tend to be late to things.
But police do that, right? When like a policeman otherwise screws up in his job, at least according to his superiors, they'll give him like crappy jobs, right? Like,
sure.
Oh, you get to go hang out at the movie theater and try and bust kids, for like, I don't know, smoking dope or whatever.
We
right?
saw him. It looked like he was checking if the doors of a building were locked at one point. So, and some places they do that. Like I remember in Ann Arbor, you'd see cops just walking down the street in the middle of the night and checking the door on each business to make sure the owner didn't screw up and fail to lock his door.
Or they're looking for a place to hide until their shift is over so they don't have to deal with anybody.
Well, that's what they're going to do. That's fine. I mean, doesn't really bother me.
I wish they would. I
Yeah.
wish they would just piss off someplace and hide so we didn't have to deal with them.
Yeah, if they're good, if they're
world
doing
would be a
something
safer
like
place.
going to sleep or playing with themselves in their cruiser or whatever, those are like some of the least offensive things that a cop can do. If they instead start messing with people like people on the beach who are not harming others. But it was a pretty slow, turnout. It was technically a success in that we came.
You violated the order.
We went home.
Yeah. Nobody died.
Yeah, we went to the AnyPay headquarters. By
Nobody
the way.
died.
Not me. The other one.
Oh, okay.
Then we went to nearby in Portsmouth. We went to the AnyPay headquarters and hung out with Derek J. And
very cool.
And Steven there. And
Space Disco.
Yeah, they're doing their Space Disco coming up at, what's that, like 4 weeks away now, I think at this point.
Yeah.
We're almost up. Fork Fest is almost upon us. But if you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash, then you ought to get over to anypayinc.com and you can get started with AnyPay. You can help other businesses sign up with AnyPay, and then you'll earn passive income for every purchase made at those businesses. You can actually get a financial incentive with Bitcoin Cash and Dash. Those are the ones specifically. So if somebody buys something with old Bitcoin, BTC, sorry, you don't get a payment on that.
Yeah.
But you'd have to be insane to make a payment with Bitcoin
Right,
BTC.
the fees
are like $3 a pop.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're buying a Lamborghini.
Yeah. So you can go to anypayinc.com, anypayinc.com. So we got a little bit of other good news besides the beach victory that nobody and Aria and I had today. There was also, it was just sort of like an overall civil disobedience weekend here in New Hampshire. There was a mass civ dis event that happened in Nashua, New Hampshire on Saturday, where 50 approximately people did not wear masks in violation of the city order to wear a mask.
The city ordered Nashua to wear masks?
The city, indeed.
I missed that one.
The city of Nashua people, those gangsters, ordered the people of Nashua to wear masks.
Well, screw those guys.
Dozens of people ignored that at City Hall, so that was a pretty well-attended event. More coming up.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
This COVID-19 thing has turned the world upside down. Regardless of what you believe about it, it has changed our lives. But what's not changed is that if you own a business, you need to advertise to reach new customers or clients. Our audience is not the kind to stick their heads in the sand during a crisis. They are fully engaged and more active than ever. Special advertising packages are available to you to help you not just recover, but thrive. Email my sales manager, Matthew at freetalklive.com.
Got shaving irritation? Shave Secret shaving oil can help stop it. Shave Secret doesn't cost much and is an all-American product. My name is Chuck Howard, and I developed Shave Secret and pioneered its use starting back in 1991. Ingrown hairs drove me nuts for years. Shaving oil changed all that. Why put up with ingrown hair, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts? Shave Secret provides men and women with what we believe is the best shave ever. Our proprietary blend of 100% natural base and essential oils, plus a hint of menthol, was designed to help eliminate shaving irritations like ingrown hairs, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts. We'll lose those shaving irritations. Available at Super Walmart, H-E-B, Wegmans, Giant Eagle, Discount Drug, Navy and Marine Exchanges, Amazon, and ShaveSecret.com. Use the code FTL for Free Talk Live and get a discount. Shave Secret, the best shave ever.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, and you can bring up anything you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're over at discord.lrn.fm. You can hop into one of those rooms. You will sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio with us. With you tonight, it's Ian.
The captain.
And nobody.
Okay, we're going to go to your calls and thoughts, but I do want you to know about libertystickers.com, because if you want to reach people with the ideas of liberty, you can do it from the back of your car, and you can reach thousands of people with a bumper sticker, although you have to drive a lot farther now to reach thousands of them because there aren't as many people on the roads. Although that said, in New Hampshire, there do seem to be a fair amount of people.
To be clear, you mean from the outside of the back of your car.
Preferably, yeah. Putting it on the inside isn't going to be as effective. Yeah. I mean, you can. But I would recommend more than one in that case. So you can put one on the outside, and then you can see the one on the inside as often as you want. LibertyStickers.com. You can choose from their vast selection of witty, poignant, pithy, and downright bombastic liberty-oriented messages there. LibertyStickers.com. I did notice a lot of cars were on the road today. Lots of RVs and you know, people towing boats and things like that. And it was significantly warmer on the western side of New Hampshire today than it was on the eastern side. It was quite cold. You know, in the lower 50s on the beach, and you were starting to get a little like precipitation gathered all over your hair towards the end. So it was a wet experience and not a particularly good beach day.
Yeah.
But it looked like the people of New Hampshire were out and about, just not at the beach. So I think people probably went to lakes and parks and other things.
Yeah,
like that
it was definitely a holiday traffic kind of day, at least where I was going. I was driving back and forth all over between here and 20 minutes north of here several times today, and I noticed a significant increase in traffic over, say the weekday traffic or even a regular weekend. So
yeah, I think that there's these two completely different worlds of people out there. There's the hide at home / go out, wear a mask style folks. And then there's the we want to act like normal. Hey, everything's fine. What's the big fear all about? Folks that just want to go out and do things and go shopping or go to the park or whatever and take the risk, whatever the risk is, which doesn't seem to be very high, but take the risk. And there's definitely a divide between these two groups. Now, I haven't seen it bubble up into real life in any significant manner as far as like, if I haven't been directly shamed or targeted if I'm walking around or in public or wherever in a store without a mask. Right. There are a myriad of people up here who are not. However, there is a story out of Staten Island, and that's New York, of course, where people are...
Statist Island?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like, right? Where people are very obedient because they're in the Empire State.
Yes.
They are also under high levels of threat as well. And according to Heavy.com, there's a video that shows people in Staten Island screaming, "Get out!" to a customer who's not wearing a mask in what appears to be a grocery store, in a clip that went viral apparently within the last couple days.
Which is technically illegal, since the Americans with Disabilities Act requires that the store make reasonable accommodations, and HIPAA forbids them from asking his medical conditions.
Hold on. Wait.
does a reasonable accommodation mean that they have to go up against a mob of angry customers who it was the customers who were yelling at this person? It was other customers yelling at a customer.
Well,
it
that
sounds
was
like
legal.
democracy.
That was just idiots yelling at somebody.
It does sound like democracy, right? The majority ruling, the majority throwing somebody out of a store and making them so uncomfortable because it was literally a crowd of I mean, not a crowd,
Every
but
gang rape
multiple
is
people.
a democratic success story. The majority gets what they want.
And in this case, they shout her down. I am not going to play the audio on the air. It is quite profane.
So I had an experience in a retail establishment where I was checking out, and the gal behind the plexiglass booth that was erected around the cash register was trying to ask me some questions, and she was wearing the mask. And it occurred to me that everybody has become Kenny from South Park.
Okay.
When they're wearing the masks, right? Now, admittedly, I'm a musician and I don't have the greatest hearing or whatever, but like she would pop her head around and be like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What? And she's like, and I'm like, what? And she points at the screen like as if I'm supposed to somehow interpret, what she's saying by pointing at the screen. What she was asking me is if I wanted the
cash back.
The up-buy, the upsell on like the extended warranty or something on whatever it was, I was buying, and I was like, no. And then it happened again, and I didn't realize what she was asking.
With the same girl.
But it was another one of these things on another item, right? Because I had several items in my cart. And then I finally just told her, like, look, just, I don't want any of the extended upsells. And she finally goes, oh, that's what I was asking you, But like it occurred to me that everybody who wears a mask has become Kenny from South Park.
I just start making Peanuts grown-up sounds at them.
Wait, did you really do that?
No.
Oh, okay. It would be hilarious.
But that's the first.
I may.
That's the first time somebody wearing a mask has sort of adversely affected me personally, right?
Well, that was more of a difficult communication. Yeah. I mean, it's adverse, I suppose, but not on purpose.
And like, sometimes
she wasn't trying to make things hard.
No. But like, it was still. I mean, I'm sure the employer required her to wear the mask while on the job.
Oh yeah.
And it made it difficult for me to communicate.
Right.
And so. That's the first time that's happened to me. I mean, I've been able to hear other folks wearing masks. I don't know why it was, affecting me specifically in this store with her or whatever, but
I had to roll my eyes this weekend. I did some shopping on Sunday, and so I went to a few different places, and Petco was one of them. Got some food for Jazzy, but I had to roll my eyes when I saw their masks. They actually say on the mouth of the mask, right, like Petco Strong.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh,
do they make the pets wear masks?
I didn't see that happening in the store, but I don't think there was anybody with a dog.
Don't they have cats and dogs for sale or whatever in little kennels and stuff?
Maybe.
I'm just imagining
store.
I'm just imagining like a puppy or a kitten with a mask on, little miniature
I don't
mask.
think Petco does that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think I think they've got fish.
I haven't owned
and
a
maybe
pet
some hamsters or something
in
like that.
a long time, so I haven't been into a Petco for any reason really.
Let's go to Jet. He's on the line and calling from somewhere under the sun. You're on Free Talk Live. Hey, Jet.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, I have $150 worth of cryptocurrency for these three crazies who are now hosting the show on Monday night. If you can play the game, say no go. Now,
I remember this.
You know that I come from this position that there is no such thing as government. There are just people, only humans, who are willing to hurt you, even kill you if you disagree with their opinion.
Right.
Isn't that what a government is?
This is why I insist that you learn the psychology of why you should not use the term government. But here's how you play the game. Very simple rules. You avoid this term, the government, the state, the county, the city, whatever, the Fed, all these things. But if you do make a mistake, you get to change it. You get to correct yourself first of all, rather than using those generic terms, you use the specific names of people who are causing trouble. Like Cuomo and Trump and these kind of things.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Stand by. We'll continue with the no-gov challenge Coming up here in moments with Jet, and you can share your thoughts with us. Our number, 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733. Have you seen somebody flip out over a mask or the lack of a mask in real life? Tell us about it.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Does this ever happen to you? Moments after you're introduced to someone, you forget his or her name. It's a common faux pas you'll want to avoid, especially if you're a job seeker. And even if you're not, here's a tip. As you are being introduced, and while you're still shaking hands, smiling, and making eye contact, say the person's name aloud. Not only does that make a deposit in your memory bank, it acknowledges the other person. And that is more than a nuance, as is maintaining eye contact. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better, no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
Free Talk Live.
What is your goal? What do you want of this revolution that you speak of?
You got to stir things up enough for the people who will actually revolt in a big way.
And what will that result in?
Millions of people in the streets, you know, and the military guys ain't going to like it.
So what is your goal? You don't really know, do you? You don't really know what you want besides chaos.
A bloody revolution in the streets is
You
the
want a
only
bloody
way.
revolution? This is why I don't want to associate with people like you. Thank you for the call. You're dangerous and crazy, in my opinion, if you're talking about bloody revolution. Violent revolution just results in more violence in the future because the people who were the most violent are the ones that rise to power in whatever new power structure is created after the revolution's all over and done with, after the blood has spilt. Whoopee-doo, you've changed out one gang of criminals for another gang of thugs.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here. We're here, by the way, live on this Memorial Day episode because we do a show 7 days a week, 365 days per year, unless there's some sort of crazy thing that would prevent us from doing that, like a complete internet and power outage or something like that. Right. So we're here with you tonight. It's Ian,
the captain,
and nobody.
And I do want to make sure that you know about Intercoin. They've got programmable coins, and they're designed to help groups raise money for a new project or initiative in a way that's compliant with regulations, if that's something you want to do. Coins can represent securities that obey individual rules, like not being sold to U.S. residents for 40 days. Purchased coins can contain rules that govern how they are designed to be spent and when they can be cashed out. And Intercoin itself is designed to provide full trustless liquidity between any currency pairs, removing the need to list coins on exchanges to enable secondary trading. Intercoin is attempting to regain some of our freedoms that are threatened on the internet and in meat space. And we think it's important here on Free Talk Live, so important that Free Talk Live accepted $40,000 worth of Intercoin tokens from Intercoin Incorporated for advertising. If you think freedom is important too, check out intercoin.org, INTER coin.org. You can invest in this project and potentially make big gains, or just be involved and perhaps shape its future. Intercoin.org. As we continue here, we're going to go back to Jet. He's calling from somewhere under the sun. He has a no Gov challenge, which is what he was describing to us earlier. You were asking us, Jet, and you've called about this, something similar to this in the past, and we failed. I
think every time.
I think it's only been once that there's been an actual challenge applied to it,
yeah.
And we failed last time. This time you've said we are not allowed to say the word government, should we wish to play this game, because you have offered a $150 crypto prize. And should we say the word, accidentally use the word government, that we should then instead correct ourselves by inserting the exact name of the person or persons who is doing the threatening within that imagined organization?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the reason I want to insist upon this is that all government is based upon psychology. And people have been programmed for years upon years that government, this thing we call government, is necessary and good and acceptable. So when we use that term, what happens in the subconscious of most people's minds, since they've been pre-programmed, is they're saying, oh, government is necessary, good. And even if we say government is bad, they're hearing that necessary, good, and acceptable is bad. So the mind rejects it. So there's a great deal of psychology that has to go on. And you guys are pretty intelligent guys. I know you can get this concept. So backing up a little bit, you can, in the correction of saying something, you can prefix also these people's names with things like mafia boss, petty tyrant, something.
So you used to say, and I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. You used to say saying like government goons would be appropriate. Is that no longer a way to get out of this? Like
well, goons are good enough if you specify who the goon is. Now, I only use goons in terms when I'm referring to police, goons and thugs. Because the other players of that game are just evil sociopaths, things like that.
Well, what if, Jet, you're referring to like the largesse of evil committed by this organization of tyrants, parasites, thugs, whatever you want to call them, the largesse of the evil? How do you refer to that organization?
Well, I know that you guys don't like collective speak. All this person, all this type of person, this club, whatever. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get it down to the specific, because there's one person, for example, who has made these decrees upon the land. There are other people, specifically calling themselves policemen, who do damage to other humans. Okay, so we need to specify who these are.
Are there any who don't?
They're just other humans. What was that?
You said there were some cops who did damage to people, and I said, are there any who don't?
Jet, thanks for the call. Thanks for the challenge tonight. Definitely appreciate hearing from you. I appreciate where Jet is coming from. It is a thing that is a challenge to change.
He's not wrong. The organization type known as the word he wishes us not to say does exist in the human mind.
It does in the human mind.
That's the only place
they believe
that
in
it exists.
It's
right.
a religious belief.
It is.
Through and through.
It is. However, being Memorial Day, right? Mm-hmm. I want folks to remember the things that, not this organization tells you should remember, but in fact, all of the other things, right? Like the 262 million people in the last decade who died as a result of this organization type filled with tyrants.
The whole concept, not just the United States.
Decade? I think you meant century.
I'm sorry, I did mean century. I did say decade. I apologize. But yeah, the 262 million people who died outside of war at the hands of this particular imaginary organization type.
Could we modify it? I know he's gone now, but can we modify government by saying government cultists? Is that because to me it's a cult? It's a crazed, evil, violent cult that worships violence and worships threats and forcing people to do things against their will. It's a very frustrating bunch because it is truly a delusion. Yeah. And it's a mass delusion.
It's a collective delusion for sure.
Yeah. And so, to go back real fast to the story from Heavy.com where they link to a viral clip shared on Twitter by a user named Macaulay Holmes, who was, again, this Staten Island grocery store where a woman not wearing a mask is shouted down and out by a variety of very mean mask-wearing customers. And these people are, true believers. Right? These are people who believe everything they've been told by these goons, by these cultists, and they are going to use whatever kind of social methods that they can to try to ostracize people. And that's what we're seeing happen in Staten Island. It is a 22-second long clip, and it is full of profanity. So even if I were to have gone in and bleeped the thing out, it would be one of those clips where it was bleep, 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 that kind of thing. So there really isn't too much to hear except a bunch of people just shouting at this poor woman. And it's sad, but I guess that's New York for you, right? That's Staten Island. Maybe upstate New York is less like that, right? But the city area, bad place to be if you care about freedom.
Yeah.
You got to get out of that place.
It's true. It's horrible.
And that's what this is going to come down to, I think. I think that you are seeing another schism in the United States. If this continues, meaning if they continue to have this sort of Chicken Little class where people are afraid all the time, afraid left and right of other human beings now, because it used to be with the war on terror, it was them Muslims, it was them towel heads, it was them Indians or whatever that people could look at and be afraid of.
Ethnicity du jour, depending on the year.
The brown folks that people could look at and be afraid of. Oh, well, he looks like he's from the Middle East.
Well, it used to be the Japanese too, World War II, right? So I mean, insert ethnic person here.
Now it's anyone who's not wearing a mask.
Yeah, and that's the most disturbing thing, is that a choice of cloth over your face. Do you remember when specifically the brown people, the females, were rebelling against the religious bit about covering your face, right? And so now here we have a bunch of, we'll say, westernized women who are all voluntarily covering their face, right? But nobody sees the irony.
What's old is new.
Yeah, nobody sees the irony in that,
I see it. Thank you for pointing it out, though, for those who had not yet noticed that, because it's true. So, are we going to get into a situation where not only are people divided politically, and there does seem to be some of a political dividing line on this particular issue.
Yeah.
It is more likely to be that Republicans are against the masks, and at least in my experience so far. I mean, that may not hold true everywhere, but if you want to tell a story about some mask shaming that you've seen going on, or the reverse, quarantine shaming or whatever, because there could be people shaming people for wearing masks. I don't know if that's happening, but that could in theory happen. There's more coming up here. 855-450, free like freedom.
Houseflies defecate every 4 to 5 minutes, spreading diseases and germs. Protect your food and your health with Bug Assault, a miniaturized shotgun which utilizes ordinary table salt as ammunition. Non-toxic, no batteries required. Only $39.95. Use discount code GCN and get an extra 10% off your purchase at bugassault.com. Fire your fly swatter. Get your Bug Assault today.
You know what's really smart?
Wash your hands frequently, practice social distancing, and stay home if told to do so.
You know what's really dumb?
To ignore your immune system.
Right now, more than ever, your health depends on a strong immune system.
The experts at Immunocorp will give you their 7-step guide to immunity for life, free.
Why? Because we want you to be smart and healthy.
Simply call 800-446-3063 or click immunityforlife.com.
Immunocorp has been producing the world's leading immune system products for more than 2 decades.
To get your free 7-step guide to immunity for life, call 800-446-3063. 800-446-3063.
Be smart. Don't ignore your immune system. Your life depends on it.
Call 800-446-3063 or click immunityforlife.com. Immunityforlife.com.
Are you afraid to go to the mailbox because of letter after letter from the IRS? Are they stacking on more and more penalties and interest? By now, you know the problem won't go away on its own. Don't let the IRS chase you to your grave with penalties and interest and liens and levies. You need real help now. I'm Dan Pilla. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I help thousands of people solve tax problems they thought couldn't be solved. I can help you too. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com. danpilla.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're over at discord.lrn.fm. Here tonight, Ian.
The Reverend Captain Kickass.
And Nobody.
Okay, so we're going to get back into your phone calls and thoughts. There is a viral clip online. I'll link to it on our various social media. So we're on Twitter at twitter.freetalklive.com. We're on Mastodon at toot.freetalklive.com, or Telegram. You can follow us on our Telegram channel at telegram.freetalklive.com. Take your pick. We are there.
Are we on Minds?
No. Okay. I don't know anything about that.
I heard or read a thing that said they had an influx of over 200,000 people like yesterday or Thursday, I think it was.
Is that a blogging platform? What even is it?
It's one of the pay platforms, or one of the platforms is crypto-based, isn't it?
I don't know enough about it. I just read the article that there was an influx of over 200,000 people from Thailand who joined it, and in fact, they had to it apparently shut the site down. It was too much traffic all at once because Thailand, of course, is cracking down on all of the social media and the freedoms and liberties people supposedly enjoy, and so a whole bunch of them all at once decided to move over to this platform. And I've heard a couple of times in different either chats or comment sections that Minds is apparently the least censored of all of the alternative social medias. I don't know
how long is that going to last?
I don't know that for a fact, but that's just kind of the hubbub surrounding it. So I just was curious.
Well, the nice thing about Mastodon, for instance, is you can it's decentralized. So anybody who wants to can launch a Mastodon server.
Yeah.
So you still have to deal with the rules of the person who launches that server, but there are thousands of servers, and so you can find one that's got a setup and
can
community.
You have a Mastodon account and interact with multiple servers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right. As long as the servers are federated together, meaning that they have not broken up from one another in some way because they don't like each other or something like that. And that's sort of like the default is that the servers are connected and federated.
Okay.
And you have to remove your server from that federation, if you will. So let's go to the phones here. We got Gopal. He's in California. You're on Free Talk Live. Gopal.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I'm just getting into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And,
all right.
Thanks. Yeah, I'd like to probably drop. Unfortunately, I'm in that tax-paying system right now. Hopefully, pretty soon I get to opt out. But just saving up to move to New Hampshire. But right now, I hope to drop some of that new stimulus money on some crypto coming up.
Okay.
And whenever they send the next one, if they send the next one.
Yeah, I heard there were a lot of people.
Either way.
I heard a lot of people bought $1,200 worth of crypto from Coinbase over the last few weeks.
Yeah, very smart.
Well, Coinbase is tied to the government, so you can always buy it from me.
Yes, nobody. I would much rather buy it from you.
Well, hit me up on Discord.
And that way, whenever anybody says, "Hey, where'd you get your Bitcoin from?" you can say, "Nobody."
And you're telling the truth.
It's true.
Yes, sirs. So I've besides a couple valleys, I've noticed that Bitcoin is basically on the rise, pretty consistently on the rise. And I was just wondering, does Bitcoin Cash appreciate in the same way? Does it? If you just buy like $500 worth of crypto in cash, if you can't afford one Bitcoin core for what is it, $9,000 now or something?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Then does your Bitcoin Cash increase in value in the same way?
No, not necessarily. It could increase in value at a greater clip. It could increase in value at a slower clip. It could go down in value. So any of those things is possible.
I expect in the long run that BCH is going to end up being more valuable than BTC because, at this point, BTC fees can be several dollars, and BCH you can send a transaction for still a fraction of a penny.
I
would prefer that.
I still feel like where we're at with cryptocurrency in general is the same place we were in like 1998 with search engines. Right.
Yeah.
So, and
it's new technology.
Yeah, it's new technology. There's one leader of the pack, and then a whole bunch of other people who are trying to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of who's going to come out on top? We don't know. Maybe there'll be multiple, cryptocurrencies that sort of lead the way. Maybe there'll be one that comes out of nowhere with more features and benefits than the current ones, and it'll lead the. I mean, I don't know if you remember search engines, Gopal, but do you remember like Ask Jeeves? Right?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them that have gone the way of the dodo that used to exist and be sort of the leader of the pack, but we all know who won, and that's the big G, right?
For now.
Well, that's very encouraging. It's nice to know that there's still some time. It's still new, and I certainly won't abuse that time. But yeah, I appreciate that. And if permitted, I wanted to just on another note leave you guys with a quote about propaganda.
Sure. Go right ahead.
This is from a book called Your Thoughts Are Not Your Own, Mind Control, Mass Manipulation, and Perception Management. Plug here for the author, Neil Sanders, who is a master's degree in film studies, a BA in media production, and a qualified hypnotherapist. So I'll just read you a quick quote. Found him on YouTube. He's a pretty interesting guy. Okay. The fact that the US, UK, Chinese, and Russian governments were involved in varying levels of individual and mass mind control programs is not even denied. Rather, it is often passed over with the explanation that it was a different time. The Cold War made us paranoid and justified for our actions. And, of course, the classic, we never achieved our goals in any meaningful sense anyway. In fact, we can even see the propaganda posters from Nazi Germany or Communist Russia, and in our wise Western way, decode them for the manipulation they are, without applying that same critical analysis to the images we ourselves are presented with every day.
Sure.
We seem to forget that the aim of propaganda is to disguise itself as fact.
This is true.
Well said.
Thank you, Gopal. I appreciate hearing from you tonight, and would also say, just to go back to his original topic, that, there's no guarantees in the world of cryptocurrency.
None.
It could all go to zero tomorrow based on some sort of catastrophic thing. What that would be, I don't know. But we like to think that it's going to go up in value over time. It certainly has trended upward over time. And I mean all crypto sort of combined together has trended upward over time. But individually, you're going to see different results. Even when Bitcoin BTC goes up, it's true that a lot of other cryptocurrencies will also rise at the same time. There's sort of this trend or tendency for other cryptocurrencies to sort of follow the pattern of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the big kid, on the block. It's been around the longest, has the most installed users and that sort of thing. But as I was saying before, sometimes you might see Bitcoin Cash or another cryptocurrency might rise at a faster clip. So Bitcoin's going up, but Bitcoin Cash might go up faster, or the reverse may be true, where it won't go up as quickly. And so you never really know. Overall, Bitcoin Cash and Dash and some of these others have lost value compared to in Bitcoin terms. When you look at the price of the thing in Bitcoin terms, it is not as valuable now as it was, say, 3 years ago or something like that. So I, for instance...
Didn't it come out in 2017? Well, I guess that's almost 3 years ago now.
Yeah, well, okay, let's not use Bitcoin Cash, but let's use Dash 2 or 3 years ago for Dash or Bitcoin Cash. I bought some Dash back when Bitcoin BTC in 2017 was really faltering and the fees were going crazy, and that was where the first time I really took altcoins seriously. It was like, okay, maybe this whole Bitcoin thing isn't really gonna play out the way we all hoped that it would, and maybe one of these other coins is gonna win the day. And so I bought a bunch of Dash at like 5% of a Bitcoin. Well, now Dash is less than 1% of a Bitcoin.
Right.
So even though the Dash price may go up in dollar terms, in Bitcoin terms, it's actually down significantly.
Right.
And that's true of other coins as well. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow we won't start seeing the reverse happen, where Bitcoin, because you mentioned, as you pointed out, the fees to send Bitcoin have started to go crazy again. It's starting to be $3, $4, $5 a pop to get a Bitcoin transaction processed within 10 or 20 minutes, which is supposed to be how fast they're normally processed, and it's just very expensive now. And it used to be less than a cent way back in the day, like a lot of the other cryptocurrencies are now. And maybe once the marketplace starts to really see this again, because a lot of the market is ignorant, or they're ignorant to these fees. They don't see them and they're not aware of them. But maybe once the market starts seeing that again, we'll start seeing value for the alternatives grow, and you'll see them grow in comparison to their Bitcoin price.
And for our listeners who might think that all sounds really complex and really scary, the question, and this bears repeating most of the time whenever I talk about Bitcoin, I try and say this. The reason Bitcoin has value is because it solves the problem of third-party trust and individual interactions, and that's where its value comes from. It's something that cannot be done by the organization of tyrants, parasites, thugs, and idiots, liars, and thieves who issue current money due. So it solves that problem.
Indeed. And it's very effective at getting money across borders without asking for permission and other things. Hour number 2 is next. This is Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be a part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for people to use it for everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that is as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,740, silver at $17.68, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,193. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, the Trump administration and local police are using cell phone contact tracing to track individuals for their own reasons. Further, beyond the coronavirus pandemic, the Trump administration has created a new national security watch list that includes Americans who have no connection to terrorism. The new Transnational Organized Crime Watch List was authorized through a classified Attorney General order and launched in 2017, according to a report from Newsweek. Activist Post reports the surveillance database allows the government to track and monitor Americans without a warrant, even when there is no evidence they're breaking any law. Also, anyone who is considered to be an authority, be it police to state and federal agencies, and even some allied foreign governments, can nominate any single person to the list. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. Food prices have soared in recent weeks, while at the same time farmers are smashing eggs and dumping out milk. Farmers are wasting more food than ever, while most Americans are feeling a pinch at the grocery store. Activist Post reports that the power-hungry elitists have done their job, as the wealthy will get to eat while the poor, who are forced out of work, will just have to figure it out. A lot of Americans will soon be eating a lot less. Grocery prices spiked by the largest amount in nearly 50 years last month because of a draconian shutdown in most of the economy, including food facilities. There's now much more demand than there is supply, meaning that food will go to those who can afford to buy it. In addition to food factories closing, farmers are destroying their own products. An unprecedented amount of food is getting dumped even before making it into grocery stores. Around the globe, production is handled through what's known as just-in-time methods. The output from farms can be shuttled into stores or restaurants within just a few days. And the next batch of crops and livestock is ready to take its place immediately. America's billionaires saw their combined net worth soar by $434 billion between March 18th and May 19th, while the coronavirus pandemic killed tens of thousands of people and ravaged the U.S. economy, forcing more than 30 million out of work. That's according to a new analysis released Thursday by Americans for Tax Fairness and the Institute for Policy Studies, titled Tale of Two Crises: Billionaires Gain as Workers Feel Pandemic Pain. The Mind Unleashed reports the report shows that the 5 wealthiest billionaires in the U.S., Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Bill Gates of Microsoft, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway, and Larry Ellison of Oracle, saw their collective wealth grow by a total of $75.5 billion between March 18th and May 19th, a 19% jump. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
A prison reform group issued a disturbing new study this week calling conditions in women's correctional facilities deplorably unsexy. The report contends that women's prisons are bleak, dangerous environments with shockingly few soapy showers and erotically charged pillow fights. According to the Prison Justice Initiative, quote, "It's a shame that in today's society we still have jails that don't encourage kittenish girl-on-girl exploration. Prison shouldn't be a hotbed of gang violence and drugs. It should be a steamy Shangri-La where caged nymphets discover the sexuality away from the leering eyes of male society." The investigation revealed living conditions that many are calling cruel and degrading, but not in a fun or kinky way. The study's author argues that incarceration should be about more than just punishment.
The purpose of prison isn't just to lock people in a box and forget about them. It's to provide opportunities for naughty girls to play nice with each other.
Next up, a team of jock scientists have reportedly thrown the cure for asthma onto the roof of the lab. We'll talk to the nerds struggling to retrieve it.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. We're here. It's Memorial Day. We're live. You can, of course, take control of the airwaves. The toll-free number is 855-450. Free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Here tonight, it's Ian.
And some guy who looks like a biker.
And nobody.
And we're going to go right into your phone calls and thoughts. You can bring up what you want. But coming up, Captain Kickass, you're going to be telling us about another pub slash restaurant or whatever that has reopened.
Yes.
And to much controversy, I'm sure. We'll talk about where and what's going on with that coming up here in moments. I love hearing stories of business owners taking some risk.
Well, I tried to tie it in with the name shout out here when I said some guy who looks like a biker. Because while I look like a biker,
you are actually not.
I don't actually own a motorcycle, and I know this surprises people. I get the, what do you mean? You look like you own a motorcycle? Really? You're judging people's
yes, they
property
are.
by how they look? Like, that's
there is a certain look that bikers have. Right?
Yeah, and I have it. I understand, but I mean nobody kind of does too.
I used to have a bike.
Okay.
I will probably have a bike again.
Oh, really?
I'm not saying that I won't ever own a motorcycle, right?
I got more tail when I had a bike.
Well, yeah, of course.
Than at any other time in my life.
Like the Harley Davidson style motorcycle is generally considered the best vibrator.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Let's go. Well, so you're saying this is a biker bar.
It's a biker bar.
So
yeah.
We'll get into that. But first, Scott is on the line. He's in Florida. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Scott.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey,
how are you?
What's on your mind?
Good evening, Scott.
Memorial Day. It's fitting and appropriate to talk about Memorial Day, and I'll make it short and sweet. Let's tally up the statistics here, the figures. Thousands of dead U.S. soldiers for Iraq and Afghanistan. Tens of thousands of amputees, paralyzed and blinded U.S. soldiers from IEDs.
Mm-hmm.
Trillions, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trillion, not billion, trillions, spent in absolutely positively useless wars in Iraq and Afghanistan because
Syria,
of the tremendous
Yemen,
pressure from APAC.
Vietnam, Korea.
Well, you're right. They're all
The Civil War.
They're all useful. The only one that was arguably justifiable was World War II because, there was actually an attack on American soil. But even that one, we should have responded to some extent to what happened and then just not gone all out to war with two countries.
There's a theory that FDR had the so-called backdoor to war. He allowed the attack on Pearl Harbor to take place, so he would lure Japan into a war, and then, of course, bring the United States on the side of Britain.
I think there's more than a theory there. There's a memo called the McCollum Memo, if I recall correctly, where it basically just outlines how they were intending to essentially manipulate Japan into attacking their assets.
Yeah, I mean, we had seized all of the money that was held in American banks.
I didn't do it. Don't blame me. I wasn't around.
Okay,
Nor would I.
I'm speaking as a.
You mean the gang?
The gang,
criminal gang, the criminal enterprise.
The gang that likes to blame itself on us.
I
had actually seized all of the Japanese wealth in American banks.
I was following along.
That's an act of war.
I was following along with Scott's list, and Scott, I just wanted to add. Let's see, what are we into hour 2 right now, Ian?
Yeah.
So approximately 2 veterans have committed suicide in the time that we've been on the air. It's around 1 an hour, one every hour and 15 minutes. I think 20-ish a day, something like that. Commit suicide because. Why? Because they're being ordered to go and do these atrocious things to other people, and their brains aren't designed to handle that kind of thing.
And that's also a huge factor in PTSD.
Yes.
A big part of PTSD, which was, for example, much more common in wars like Vietnam and the Iraq War than it was in, say, World War II.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that is because there was a huge sense of betrayal, and rightfully so, on the there's soldiers fighting for a country that's willing to send its soldiers to die for nothing.
Right.
Well, they're dying for the politicians' preferences. I mean, it's not nothing.
Yeah. So if you're out there, listeners, and you're celebrating Memorial Day because you think that your father, your brother, your mother, your daughter, your sons, your grandfathers, whomever. Were out there serving and protecting the country and the freedom. I'm sorry, you're about to be butthurt because you're wrong. That's not what they were doing. All they were doing was the bidding of the politicians. There has never been a war, to my knowledge, with maybe the exception of World War II, as nobody pointed out, but not even the war, to actually protect your freedoms.
No.
I mean, sure, but the last war that actually defended our freedom from an outside foe was the revolution.
Right.
Hey, Scott, you're right about this one. Thanks for the call tonight, man. I appreciate it. The toll-free
It's nice
number.
to hear you right.
Yeah. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. I've decided I'm going to stop calling him Scott the Bigot, since the last few calls he's made, he's been, on different topics than what
if he calls up and he gets bigoted, you call him bigot.
Then I will, yeah.
And if he doesn't, then, let's forgive.
I agree with that. So of
people
course,
can change.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he will, but
I don't know if he's changing, but it seems like the obsession is receding. Perhaps because he finally found somebody who would listen.
Maybe.
And maybe that's allowed him to move on to other things.
He certainly has changed his behaviors, giving credit where credit's due.
I've found myself at times becoming obsessed with an idea that I couldn't express, mostly because I couldn't find anybody who could understand it.
Oh my God, I don't know what the hell just happened at our network, but it did not sound good.
Nope, it sure did not. I wonder if anybody listening also heard that.
Oh, they definitely heard that.
Oh, well, we apologize.
Wow. Yeah, sorry about that. Luckily, I was pretty quick on the button there. We heard, Captain, you and I heard something like some real weird squealy noise. I started looking at my board.
Sounded like a modem.
Then that thing just shot off, whatever the hell it was.
Thank you for being quick on the trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. It was their phone system, because I'd noticed the phone system had gone down.
Yeah, I saw the. I saw
guess-
that go to that screen where that doesn't look good.
Yeah, it had a major
and then it
major
squealed a
malfunction.
little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
All right.
thinking that we might be hearing the death of some piece of
This is where
equipment out
one
there.
of my infamous portmanteaus come in, and that was technicalities. That's right.
Technicalities.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Turd Ferguson in the chat room says, of course I effing heard it. Yeah, it was pretty loud. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to continue, but this is live radio. So, Captain Kickass, give us a little bit of good news for once.
A Savannah biker bar opens for Memorial Day bash in violation of Governor Pritzker's stay-at-home order.
This is Savannah, Illinois?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
As hundreds of revelers disregard social distancing guidelines,
nice.
The owner of Poopy's Pub says,
sounds like a clean place.
He says, I'm not trying to be an outlaw.
But you are an outlaw.
Well,
some of us don't have to try
because they made you into one. If you want to run your business now the way you want to run it, you are an outlaw.
Yeah, but he's not trying to be. He just happens to be. Because
I was never trying to
you
be
know,
a criminal. It's just they kept criminalizing things that I wanted to do.
Right, because he's hungry and he wants to feed his family or himself for that matter, or keep his business alive.
Or maybe it's Memorial Day and he just wants to party.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
You got to fight for your right to party.
Truly, that's a fact these days.
Yeah. I mean, that song has more meaning now than it did when it was written in 1984. Or whatever.
Yeah, except that what has happened to America? I mean, my generation, Generation X, we raised some hell in our day. You had the boomers actually partied like crazy before they, turned into boomers. And they obviously fought back against the Vietnam War. They
also fought in the Vietnam War. So
they were enslaved.
I disagree with these generational titles. Right, I don't like their use at all. I think it's divisive amongst people because it's just the same thing as being prejudiced. You're stereotyping entire generations of people and what they did. And I don't find that useful.
I mean,
in
the thing is, you can do a statistical analysis and determine what they did based on simple mathematics, or you can look at the news and the trends of the day, and obviously, whatever generation you're talking about, there are people that aren't doing the thing that most people are doing. And, but there are certainly trends that exist. There are things that happened in the 80s, styles of music, styles of behavior that did not happen before or after significantly.
Call, we are in the break. Stand by.
Special advertising packages are available to you to help you not just recover, but thrive. Email my sales manager, Matthew at freetalklive.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You bring up whatever you want. You dial in toll free. It is that simple. The number here, and the phones are working again, by the way. We did have a technical difficulty in the last segment. Yes, indeed. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And Free Talk Live is brought to you by Divvy. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, fiat, and fiat, which means the dollar. Right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new Divvy wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, they'll be in 200 countries, including the United States. Learn more at divvyproject.org, DIVIproject.org. So, Captain Kickass, you were telling us about a biker bar. Was it where was
Savannah, Illinois.
Illinois.
Or Illinois, if you're not from Illinois.
Indeed. And so what happened there?
Hundreds of revelers, most on two wheels, have packed a popular biker bar in Savannah this Memorial Day weekend in open violation of Governor J.B. Pritzker's stay-at-home order. Poopy's Pub opened the gates on Friday, and the bikers came from near and far. Quote,
"Nice.
It's off the wall. The bikers are in full force and supporting us," said owner Kevin Promenschenkel. That's a hell of a last name.
Okay.
It's clear that people are dying for a good party, and Poopy's offers everything from live music to ice-cold beer. Quote, "Oh, it feels great," said Michael Hamstra, who rode up from Prophetstown, Illinois on his motorcycle. "There are no words to express it. We're here to eat, drink, and have fun," another couple told News 8. "Just have a good time with people." And
yes.
I mean,
amen.
I have been jonesing. We were out at Social Sunday here in Keene on Sunday, and it was refreshing just to sit outside and have a beer and hang out with people.
Well, yeah. Well, the criminal gang here in New Hampshire has allowed.
That's not us. Yes. That's the other guys.
Business owners,
right?
To restaurateurs to have outdoor tables
only.
But they have to follow all kinds of stupid restrictions and rules and just arbitrary diktats coming down from His Excellency, who is the man calling himself governor here in New Hampshire.
Who's also a diktat.
Yeah,
I'm calling him a name.
Yeah, and it's awful what they're doing to these business owners, because most of them aren't like this biker bar owner. Most of them are just doing what they're told, even if they don't like it. They're still doing what they're told, and they're wondering how it is they're going to survive like this, because it's, of the few tables that they have, it's only a fraction of the space that they could have people eating in if they were allowed to make their own choices and take a risk. But we have yet to see in New Hampshire, at least that I'm aware of, a business owner actually take the steps that you're describing here in Illinois and just, throw open the doors, say, caution, if you come here, you're here at your own risk. Come on in if you want to. If you don't want to, then you're not welcome.
I mean, should be and was the way things were, right? If you wanted to go into a place, you basically accepted the risk of going into, anywhere.
Right.
Yeah. And you kind of do that in your daily life. If you want to go to your neighbor's house, you're accepting the risk of going into their house.
Everything has risk.
Yes.
Anything you do could easily, directly or indirectly, get you killed. But the thing is, everything you do also carries rewards. And the only person who can value risk against reward for you is you, because all value is subjective. Okay? You may not be afraid of getting sick. Somebody else might be terrified of it.
So guess what was not on the menu at Poopy's Pub?
Beer.
Social distancing or masks.
So nobody
not on the menu. Partygoers packed both indoor and outdoor bars and tables.
Nice.
Of course, if you're worried about it, then we don't want you to come here, Promenschenkel said, the
Nice.
owner. This guy's attitude is great. Promenschenkel is suing the governor over the stay-at-home order.
Really?
And many bikers said they were enjoying the party in part to support Poopy's cause and in part to stick it to the governor.
This is what I've been trying to communicate to. There's one guy in particular, I won't say who it is, here in Keene, New Hampshire, who owns a business, and he's being targeted now by the city, apparently, the city gang. And they are coming after him. They're talking about pulling his license because people have been on his porch area where there's some tables and chairs set up. And that, of course, just like you're describing, people have been living as they want to. They've been, talking with each other. It's a bar. Yeah. So people are not used to sitting, you can't talk to those people over there. You can't go over.
Well, that's not what you go to a bar for.
Right.
Yeah.
And so people are doing what they do. And this guy, understandably, doesn't want to try to crack down on his customers.
Right, yeah.
Because he's trying to, when you provide a place like this, you're providing a place for people to enjoy themselves, socialize. And so now he feels like he has to, because they're threatening him to take licenses away and things like that. And I've tried to persuade him, hey, man, the lady down in Texas with the salon, the blonde chick with the salon that got all the press for refusing to obey all of the government diktats. She still jumped through some hoops, but she at least opened her business when she wasn't supposedly allowed to. She apparently raised $500,000 at least in some sort of an online fundraiser. So,
although there's a huge first mover advantage in that of thing.
No doubt. But there is a group of people who appreciate these kind of businesses, these kind of moves by a business owner to take that risk.
Yes.
And look, you're already at risk.
Yeah.
You're already at risk of losing your business because you can't run it how you want to. You're being hamstrung and crippled by all these government arbitrary rules.
It is hard to run a business to begin with,
Right.
Razor-thin
4
margins.
out of 5
especially a
businesses
restaurant.
go bankrupt within 5 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Of being of being founded,
particularly restaurants.
And so when you take that and you make it harder, you have to wonder, what are these idiots thinking? Nobody can make any sense why that would be a good idea.
Indeed.
Yeah. What else do we need to know about this?
Meanwhile, local authorities told Promenschenkel that they would not be enforcing the governor's order.
Really?
Even though his business is brazenly disobeying the order, Promenschenkel said he's not an outlaw. He says the Memorial Day weekend party is just too important to Poopy's bottom line I just love that phrase, Poopy's bottom line.
Poopy's bottom.
Yeah.
And without it, he might as well close
Are
up
you
shop.
sure this piece isn't
It's real.
parody?
It's from WQAD Channel 8.
Okay, it's not from Rick
So,
and Morty, because there
right.
is a guy named Poopy Bottom.
But he says that without...
Oh, no, that's not quite his name.
Without throwing or opening his doors for this business, he might as well close up shop. So this is something that Ian, you have said repeatedly since all these government mandates came down as, they claim a result of the COVID thing, where they've closed everybody down. You've said repeatedly that, hey, you're going to lose your business either way, so you might as well open
Just
your doors.
go for it.
That's what this guy is doing. He's just going for it. He says, I'm going to lose my business if I don't.
It's likely that more businesses than people have died of the Rona in New Hampshire this year.
He says, I've just got to make a living. That's where we're at.
Good for him. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Luckily, he's not alone. There are other business owners that are that courageous, but we need way more. It's Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now's your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict, or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better, too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at mymagicmud.com. FTL20 mymagicmud.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you AMP Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up anything you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. It is the Memorial Day edition. What does that mean? Well, it just means we're here, because we're here every night. And just reminding you that we are live.
We can't remember what it means.
So, yeah, you can join us. There's been already some commentary about Memorial Day and how, these people...
Somebody should send us a memorandum.
Who died in the military died not in service of freedom, but in service of politicians. It's always important to remember that.
Correct.
While there may have been individual acts of heroism within those circumstances created by the politicians, that doesn't mean that it was heroic to obey politicians in the first place.
People have never benefited from a war.
That's right.
And they generally don't want them. They're generally tricked into them by, people who, Smedley Butler said it very concisely. He was one of the most decorated U.S. soldiers ever.
That's right.
He said, war is a racket.
Yep.
It's a racket. It's a way for people to make money.
He wrote a whole pamphlet about it, actually.
Yeah, a book.
Since we've already had a challenge issued to us tonight, I would like to issue a challenge to anybody who is located within the geographical area of the United States of America, that it's known as. If you served, and by served I mean if you were a member of the military at any point in your life, I don't care what you did, what your position was, I challenge you to actually fight for the freedom of the people in that geographic area, because you're not doing it currently. If you were, you would be showing up at all of these politicians' houses. You would be showing up at all of the politicians' gatherings. You would be showing up at all of their news briefings, and you would be challenging them in every way, shape, or form that you possibly could. You would actually be protecting
all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Correct. So if you are going to remember those and believe that they died for your freedom, then you need to take a look inside and go ahead and start doing what you swore an oath to do.
Yeah,
I challenge you to do that.
They're telling me they're fighting for my freedom in Iraq, and it's like, what's my freedom doing in Iraq? Why didn't you
get over there?
That place is dangerous. Just bring it back.
Indeed. Let's go to the phones here. We have someone, James in Utah. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, James.
Yeah, before I happily answer a challenge directed at me by the Pope of the Invisible Handjob Church, made on
I don't think anybody challenged you.
So no, he challenged.
And that person doesn't.
If you want
and that
one.
person does not want to speak with you anyway. So I don't think he would challenge you
I know,
to do
'cause
anything.
He's a coward. But
no, I think he's just tired of you, honestly. But go ahead with whatever you had to say. Just keep in mind he's not listening. Keep in mind he's not listening to you. Go ahead.
Like I said, he is a coward.
Okay, he's not listening to you.
Get in the ring with him.
Do you have something to say?
To Keene, New Hampshire. I'm responding to a challenge made by the person not listening.
Well,
to
I don't
me
think he cares
right
what
now,
you have to
so
say to that challenge, because whatever.
He didn't challenge anybody.
Yeah, he didn't
I
challenge
challenged some people.
He didn't challenge you. I mean, maybe he's talking about some sort of challenge in the past. Maybe were you talking about tonight, or are you talking about like weeks or months ago?
If you want to throw,
now, nobody.
I'll throw.
If you don't want to talk to him, then stay off the mic. Okay.
Fair enough.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I do want to throw, and I will answer the challenge.
Okay, but when was this challenge made?
2,500 miles.
When was this challenge?
But let me say something before
I'd like to know when the challenge was made, James, because I want to be real clear on this. What was that? Hello?
The person that said, hello, you keep on muting me?
When was the challenge made? If you're going to answer the question or you're going to be done. When was this challenge made to you?
Rich Paul was about 3 months ago.
3 months ago. You're calling 3 months later about a challenge that was made to you a quarter of a year ago.
I have the time. I will come there. I already asked him to come here, but he said
I don't know what just happened to your phone, but you sound terrible. And I don't think he cares about your response at this point because he's not listening to you. So I would say consider whatever the challenge was rescinded, given that he doesn't want to listen to a word that you have to say. Okay? Goodbye. 855-450 free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. You can bring up whatever you want, but do us a favor. Try to stick on to at least the last 24 hours. At least
what a buzzkill.
Preferably the last hour and a half. Try to stay within the same show because that person has called this show not every night, but a lot of nights, and has certainly had more than an ample opportunity to respond to whatever this challenge was.
Indeed.
So
yeah, I don't have anything to say to that man that I can say with anything but my hands.
Yeah. So we go on here with some good news, a little bit more good news, and then we'll get into a disappointing court decision that surrounds this coronavirus crackdown situation. But in sort of to follow up your story, Captain Kickass, about the bar owner in Illinois,
the biker bar,
that has Poopies, that has opened.
Have you noticed that all of their decisions are disappointing these days? Rarely.
These days?
When is the last time something good came out of the court?
Well, apparently they did make a decision. Every now and then, 1 out of 100, you'll get a decent one. There was a story last week that they had, and I did not read the details on this, so please correct me if I've gotten anything wrong. But they ruled, or some court, it's a federal, I think it was just a district court, like a federal district court, so a low court ruling. Did rule that the FBI was conducting a search, or local police, or whoever it was, cops were conducting a search by virtue of turning someone's phone on, so that they would have even needed to press the power button. They would have needed a warrant, according to this court.
Right.
So that's a little bit of good news.
Yeah, that is good. I'm surprised by that, actually.
That was last week.
And I'm always surprised when they do something right.
The owner of a restaurant, this story from FoxNews.com, in Western Michigan is defying Governor Gretchen Whitmer's executive orders.
Michigan again, nice.
They're leading the charge, I think.
Certainly.
Michiganders.
Yeah, well, she was she was the governor who banned a drug because Donald Trump mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah. She tried to ban the not completely ban it because she doesn't have that authority, but she tried to restrict the prescription of it and threaten doctors who prescribed it.
Wow.
And she doesn't have. She did it because Donald Trump mentioned the drug.
Totally political. Yep. Jim Corey resumed dining services at Jimmy's Roadhouse in rural Newaygo and now faces a threat by state health bureaucrats to revoke his licenses, he said Sunday on Fox and Friends Weekend. He said, quote, "It's just been one different set of rules after another," he said of the state's ongoing coronavirus restrictions. Whitmer, he complained, quote, "throws up something different every time you turn around." Unquote. He made the comments 2 days after Whitmer, who is a Democrat, extended her stay-at-home order until June 12th, the fifth extension of a mandate that has put her at odds with Republican lawmakers and sparked anti-lockdown protests. The order, called Safer at Home, will extend temporary business closures and movement restrictions in an effort to combat the pandemic. Whitmer has also extended her state of emergency through June 19th. In a statement, she said that while Michigan's COVID-19 cases and deaths are declining, quote, "we're not out of the woods yet."
She's a governor, right?
She is.
She's got a mansion, right?
Probably.
Why do governors have mansions?
She's out of the woods.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't. You know what? I wonder what her life would be like if it wasn't safer at home for her.
Yeah, like if that mansion caught fire, I mean, that could be really dangerous to stay in a mansion.
It sure could.
In that case. Corey estimates that he's lost about $65,000 since mid-March when Whitmer told restaurants to close dining rooms and offer only takeout. While Corey says he did receive a loan from the federal Paycheck Protection Program, he can only use that money to pay his employees. The restaurant opened Wednesday afternoon, and within an hour, more than a dozen parties were seated, according to WOOD TV8 out of Grand Rapids.
Were any of those people forced to be there against their will?
Obviously not.
Oh, good, because it would have been bad if they had.
So this was last week. I don't know if there's an update on this story since today or over the weekend. He said that he had a great turnout on Sunday when he was interviewed. He says he doesn't know if it will be his last. He pointed out that he did take safety precautions, seating customers at least 10 feet apart. So again, another business owner is trying to pander to the whole safety mentality out there, which is always disappointing. 855-450-FREE is the toll-free number. You can join us here, and maybe if you've got an inspiring story, you're welcome to share it.
Hand sanitizer is not an option. It's now a must-have. But beware, not all hand sanitizers are created equal. That is why you want to use 2020 Safe Hand Sanitizer. You can trust the hand sanitizer on 2020safe.net to be made with the highest quality ingredients, American-made with American ingredients, employing Americans. Log on now at 2020safe.net and order your liter bottle and receive a bonus. That's right, you'll receive a 30-count bottle of Immune Booster, a $14.95 value, free. By using code GCN at checkout, 2020safe.net offers many natural products to help support health and help you live a more fulfilled life. From germ-zapping hand sanitizer to immune-building nutraceuticals, 2020safe.net has what you need in stock today. Just click 2020safe.net. Remember to enter GCN at checkout, and the bonus is yours free. Go now to 2020safe.net.
You know what's really smart? Wash your hands frequently, practice social distancing, and stay home if told to do so. You know what's really dumb? To ignore your immune system. Right now, more than ever, your health depends on a strong immune system. The experts at Immunocorp will give you their 7-step guide to immunity for life, free. Why? Because we want you to be smart and healthy. Simply call 800-446-3063 or click immunityforlife.com. Immunocorp has been producing the world's leading immune system products for more than 2 decades. To get your free 7-step guide to immunity for life, call 800-446-3063. 800-446-3063. Be smart. Don't ignore your immune system. Your life depends on it. Call 800-446-3063 or click immunityforlife.com. Immunityforlife.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
There are basically 2 types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want. Just dial in here, toll free, 855-450-FREE. We're talking about Jimmy's Roadhouse. It's a restaurant in Newaygo, Michigan, where the gentleman has had it in his family since 1970.
Jimmy's and Poopies, thank you for your service.
Yes. And even though, now it sounds to me like Poopies, the one that you were talking about earlier in Illinois, the biker bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is doing it the way I want to see it done.
And I want to see more of it done.
I do not, while I appreciate what the guy at Jimmy's Roadhouse
Should we
in
do
Michigan,
a mission to the bikers?
Sure, go for it.
I mean,
because there's a lot of biker bars, and they're staffed.
Not around here.
Well, in America, there are a lot of biker bars. But, I mean, Laconia, lot of biker bars. That's where they do Bike Week every year.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And there's a lot of angels living
they've
in
put off
Laconia,
Bike Week.
actually.
They've delayed Bike Week this year. It's supposed to happen now later in the summer. It was going to happen.
There's going to be
June.
some outlaws out there. I will bet you money.
If there's no party to be had, then no, I don't think they're going to be there. And there's not likely going to be a party if it's been moved to
most
a different
of the
set of
bikers,
weeks.
I know, if they show up, there's going to be a party.
I'm sure.
I'm
sure.
They
But
may
still
party
need a
in
place
your
to-
house, and you might not be partying, but they're going to party.
Yeah.
Those boys.
Well, if they can get
party.
in, because a lot of these restaurants are not allowing people to come inside. They are prohibited by governor's orders to not allow people in. And so that's why I like to hear about this bar, Poopies in Illinois, where they were letting people not only inside but also social distancing.
They
without
had live music, for F's sake.
Yeah, that's great. So there were people just were hanging out. They
Nice.
weren't worrying about these stupid rules, and that's why it's always disappointing, because every other business owner, besides the guy that owns Poopies, almost, I think there was maybe one other guy we heard about.
Yeah.
But every other one of them's like, oh well, I've put all my customers away from one another. They're 10 feet away at minimum, and we're making sure we do all the social distancing. We've got all the mandates in place, except for so they're trying to jump through all the governor's arbitrary diktats, except for the fact that they can't open. So they're violating just that one, and I still appreciate that.
Yes,
but it's still not freedom. It's still not somebody really going all in and letting their customers just be free. But there's tremendous risk involved in that. So on one hand, I understand why business owners don't do that stuff.
Yep.
And for instance, what we've seen here in New Hampshire over the last couple weeks has been that when there's been a crackdown on the individual, it is easy for the individual to violate those orders, right? So we just did that today when we went to the beach.
Right.
We've been doing it for weeks in Keene on Friday nights for our nightcap, where we've been gathering in Central Square here in downtown Keene. Yeah, 9 weeks
And
now.
the thing is, they've been smart not to respond.
That's right.
They've
ignored us.
They finally learned that about halfway through the 420 rally. And it's those rallies would be a lot bigger if they had cracked down on the early ones.
Yeah.
There would have been a lot of patriots out in the street.
But even so, we still need more of that. We need more of these businesses just straight up defying. If you're going to lose your business, go ahead and
Do
open.
it.
Go
Go
ahead and
all
open.
in.
Yeah. What do you have to lose?
Yeah, and don't open in this half-ass way where it's like, well, make sure you put your masks on and then you can come in. No, I think there's a significant number of people that do not want to be around the masks, that do not appreciate it. I've been making comments to people, service providers, hostesses or whoever, bartendresses, things like that, just being nice about it. Like, hey, I appreciate that you don't have a mask on. Like, just thanking them for that. Even if it's just that they pulled it down to have a conversation, I'll make that point, because I know they have to wear it. I know they're threatened. They're under the threat of violence if they don't wear it. But as long as there's no bureaucrat around watching them, they can pull it down.
I had a service
if you got an idle restaurant and it's in New Hampshire and it's a doable thing, I think my church would like to rent it.
Yeah, but they're probably going to get their license pulled even if you do that.
I don't know, because I wouldn't be operating a restaurant in it. I'd be operating a church ministry in it, and churches operate under different rules.
Well, that's what you'd like to think, but I've got a related court case about churches and the coronavirus. What were you going to say, Kevin?
I was just going to say, recently, within the past couple of days, I've had a service person out to my residence to do a thing, right?
A soldier?
As you do. No. I mean a person who works for a business who provides goods and services.
Was he a seeing eye person?
No.
Okay.
This person came, to do the thing at the appointed time that we had agreed upon. And
Is this sorted? No, sorry. Go ahead.
He was thinking in the gutter there. He asked if it was sorted.
Oh, sorted. Yeah, okay. Thanks, nobody. No, this person that I hired to come and do a thing at my residence works for a large company, if you will, right? And they showed up without the mask. And so they get to the door, and we're kind of, he's kind of keeping social distance, if you will, and we're chatting like through the door. The door is open. I'm doing something on the kitchen counter, or whatever.
That's because he doesn't know
and I'm like,
who you are. He doesn't know what you believe.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, come on in. He's like, oh, did you want me to wear a mask? I'm like, no, I don't give a S about that, And he's like, oh, thank God, neither do I. And he was relieved. And so there's a reason I'm not saying who he worked for and what
you don't
stuff
want to throw him under the
because I don't
bus.
want to throw him under the bus. But it was refreshing to just, when you say that to somebody and they go, oh, thank God, neither do I. And they feel relieved, like they can just be themselves and do their job.
They don't have to
get
put on this air
lives.
of, oh, I'm so concerned with all this and that, and I have to be worried about what people are going to think. And
it's a pageant that everybody puts on personally with other people.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing that you're talking about, is to give those other people who don't know permission to be okay.
Yes.
To act as normal. That's what you want as the customer.
Yes.
And that needs to get out there, because it's these corporations that are making this worse. Every door. So I was saying, I went shopping on Sunday, and so I was at this one shopping center with outdoor stores. There's like a Petco, there's this Staples, there's Dollar General, or Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Dollar Tree had previously had signage on the door that one of our friends had taken a photo of. We've got a Telegram chat in the area that we all chat with each other about various different things, and so some people have been observing the different silly nonsense and signage that's been going on. And Dollar Tree had previously, like within 2 weeks ago, had signs up saying you must wear a
it was
mask.
required.
It was
right?
required.
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours, Ed, who's a local Republican, liberty-friendly Republican guy, went in there. He had his phone rolling with video, and one of the cashiers accosted him about not wearing a mask.
Oh, really?
As he walked in,
I missed that one.
He pulled his phone up and got video of this, and basically said he's got a medical objection or whatever. I forget what terms he used, but this woman just threw up her hands in frustration and just gave up, and he went into the store at that point rather than force him.
It sounds like she needs to take some time off. There's a lot of unemployed people who would love to have that job.
Well, I was actually in that same store on Sunday, and they had changed the signage on the front to something like "we suggest" or "we request" or a more optional sound.
I think I changed it to "should" if I remember
or that masks are encouraged or something like that. But as I was in there, I was in one of the aisles doing some shopping, and I overheard the conversation up front between a customer and the cashier, and neither the customer or the cashier were happy about the mask situation. They were definitely trashing it together. But when I got up to the front, I wasn't there to enter into the conversation because I was in another aisle, but when I got up, they were still there, and both of them had masks on.
Oh, God.
So there is a certain portion of people who are wearing the masks out of, well, first of all, it's their job, but secondly, out of pressure, out of pure social pressure, because every door of every corporation, not necessarily the mom and pops, but every corporation structure kind of, chain or whatever, they've all got signs about masks up. So it's becoming this thing that corporate America is cramming down people's throats, and they feel like it's obligation, but it's not, at least not in most states. There are some states where they are threatening people.
When all the corporations and all the media and all the government thugs are on the same side, there's some serious wrong going on.
There goes the challenge.
Wait. Oh, I blew it earlier anyway.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah, I blew it.
Okay, all right. You said government thugs.
Specifically the police.
Yep. You mentioned being a church, nobody, and I wanted to bring up this story about the federal appeals court.
My church is open. If there are people in Keene who need a place to congregate, give me a call.
So what I wanted to share here is some bad news. This is coming from the federal appeals court level. And so it's not the Supreme Court
What kind
yet.
of peels? Banana peels? Orange peels?
They are definitely bananas. I will say that. These people.
They are bananas.
They have backed California Governor Gavin Newsom's stay-at-home order banning in-church services. So we'll tell you more about it coming up here in a moment.
That doesn't violate the First Amendment?
Yeah.
Right.
855
Horse
450
hockey.
free. That's 855-450-3733. We'll tell you more about what these goons had to say. Coming up here, these robed men and women that think that they own you and that they can boss you around. Hour number 3 is next. You can join us on the radio, Memorial Day edition here. This is Free Talk Live, 855-450, free like freedom.
We have a 12-year-old German Shepherd named Sophie, and she became overweight, stinky, greasy coat, and lifeless almost. Then about 4 years ago, we found out she had several vertebrae fused together. She was unable to walk. The vet told us Sophie was going to have to be euthanized. I thought, I've got to do something. DINOVITE.com. I remember Sophie starting the Dinovite, and she from day one has loved it. She is no longer stinky. She is full of life. Dinovite healed Sophie. Dinovite is nutrition. I truly recommend that people not wait until the vet recommends euthanasia. You have to get them on Dinovite right away while they're healthy.
Dinovite for life. You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dinovite from DINOVITE.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,740, silver at $17.68, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,193. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/freekratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, the Trump administration and local police are using cell phone contact tracing to track individuals for their own reasons. Further, beyond the coronavirus pandemic, the Trump administration has created a new national security watch list that includes Americans who have no connection to terrorism. The new Transnational Organized Crime Watch List was authorized through a classified Attorney General order and launched in 2017, according to a report from Newsweek. Activist Post reports the surveillance database allows the government to track and monitor Americans without a warrant, even when there is no evidence they're breaking any law. Also, anyone who is considered to be an authority, be it police to state and federal agencies, and even some allied foreign governments, can nominate any single person to the list. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy.
No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin.
Your news now continues. Food prices have soared in recent weeks, while at the same time, farmers are smashing eggs and dumping out milk. Farmers are wasting more food than ever, while most Americans are feeling a pinch at the grocery store. Activist Post reports that the power-hungry elitists have done their job, as the wealthy will get to eat while the poor, who are forced out of work, will just have to figure it out. A lot of Americans will soon be eating a lot less. Grocery prices spiked by the largest amount in nearly 50 years last month because of a draconian shutdown in most of the economy, including food facilities. There's now much more demand than there is supply, meaning that food will go to those who can afford to buy it. In addition to food factories closing, farmers are destroying their own products. An unprecedented amount of food is getting dumped even before making it into grocery stores. Around the globe, production is handled through what's known as just-in-time methods. The output from farms can be shuttled into stores or restaurants within just a few days, and the next batch of crops and livestock is ready to take its place immediately. America's billionaires saw their combined net worth soar by $434 billion between March 18th and May 19th, while the coronavirus pandemic killed tens of thousands of people and ravaged the U.S. economy, forcing more than 30 million out of work. That's according to a new analysis released Thursday by Americans for Tax Fairness and the Institute for Policy Studies, titled Tale of Two Crises: Billionaires Gain as Workers Feel Pandemic Pain. The Mind Unleashed reports the report shows that the 5 wealthiest billionaires in the U.S., Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Bill Gates of Microsoft, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway, and Larry Ellison of Oracle, saw their collective wealth grow by a total of $75.5 billion between March 18th and May 19th, a 19% jump. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
It's the Onion Radio News. All 7 deadly sins were committed at a church bake sale. This is Doyle Redland reporting. Avarice, sloth, envy, lust, gluttony, pride, and wrath. All 7 of the fabled deadly sins were committed on Sunday at the twice-annual bake sale at St. Mary's of the Immaculate Conception Church. According to St. Mary's treasurer, Beth Ellen Coyle, church-sponsored events are a notorious breeding ground for these treasonous acts against the Lord God.
This is supposed to be about the glorification of God, not violating His word. Do that and you're no better than that cheap strumpet Melissa Wyckoff with those sinful chocolate cookies of hers.
The 7 deadly sins were first outlined in the 5th century by Gregory the Great, who himself was, as indicated by his very name, toying dangerously with the sin of pride. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live indeed, where we take your calls about whatever's on your mind here on this Memorial Day edition. With you tonight, it's Ian,
the captain,
and nobody.
Not so great news coming out of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Of course, that's pretty standard for the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. But this one's pretty bad when it comes to freedom of religion being smacked down.
Real quick, before you get into that, I just want to point out to all of our listeners on this Memorial Day weekend, what I think you should be remembering is that a 3rd military veteran has committed suicide now that we're in the 3rd hour of the show.
Is it 1 per hour?
It's approximately 1 per hour. I think it averages out to 20-ish per day. Yeah. Per day. Every day. 20 veterans commit suicide every day. So you need to remember that.
That's and for various reasons, but I'm sure one of them is because they've taken people's lives and they realized after the fact that it was completely pointless.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, that's what 12 years of government indoctrination of children can do, and that's pretty much what the public schools are. It's what
indoctrination camps.
Yes, they're indoctrination camps, and it's tragic to me that they twist people's minds.
So we were talking about being, freedom of religion. Nobody, you were suggesting that religious freedoms are very important, and that you could open a restaurant basically as a church and have extra protections. And I wish that was true. Unfortunately, it seems like freedom of religion is also under attack in this whole COVID crackdown situation. The story that I wanted to share with you about that was from ABC News. At a federal appeals court, it has backed California Governor Gavin Newsom's stay-at-home order, which bans in-church services, meaning inside the church, banned to supposedly blunt the spread of coronavirus, rejecting an argument from clerics that the governor is treading on their First Amendment right to free exercise of their religious beliefs. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals issued a split 2-1 ruling denying the request for a temporary restraining order against Newsom's in-church service ban filed this month by the South Bay United Pentecostal Church in Chula Vista, California.
Have you looked at the composition of the Supreme Court though lately? This is one where I actually would be surprised if they didn't
get overturned.
Yeah, I would expect. They've got a couple of new justices up there who are not quite like the old ones.
The ruling was issued late on Friday, and the same day President Trump demanded governors nationwide allow churches, synagogues, mosques, and other places of worship to reopen immediately. Trump said at the time, quote, "The governors need to do the right thing and allow these very important essential places of faith to open right now for this weekend. If they don't do it, I will override the governors," he said, as his administration released detailed guidance on how religious institutions can safely reopen amid the virus that has killed nearly 100,000 people and infected more than 1.6 million in the United States. Trump said, quote, "In America, we need more prayer, not less," unquote. But again, this is all still wrong. Well, because even though you've got Trump supposedly looking like he's taking the side of churches, what he's saying is you need to allow. He's saying to the governors, you need to allow, which suggests that in order to meet together in a place of worship, or anywhere at all for that matter,
require the state's permission.
That you have to have permission, which is acknowledging that this is not actually in point of fact a right.
And even taking a step back for a minute, the illustration of the horse hockey that is the organization filled with goons, tyrants, despots, parasites, thugs, mafia, gang, idiots, liars, thieves, lunatics, killers, etc., and so on, that they're able to issue something like this that is in direct violation of the supposed rights to freedom of religion, right? Yeah. That they're able to go, okay, you can't do that. That they can even do that. That they can even say we ban church gatherings. Right, and then now it's got to be fought in order to. It's got to be fought in order. That's the ridiculousness of this organization. That they have the ability to do that. People follow it, and then they have to go and fight it to get it overturned. That is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah,
everybody has a right to do their own assessment of risk, and a lot of religious people operate under assumptions that I don't share about relative risks of vengeful gods and bad places to go after you die. Right. But it's
lost your train of thought on that one.
I did lose my train of thought on
Pardon
that
me,
one.
sir. Would you mind stepping out of your train of thought?
I derailed back
Can
there.
I see your degree,
I
please?
was ejected.
Take it out of the frame.
Well, so I think that the right way to do this is for a religious organization to just meet. like they were doing in Louisiana and Tampa, where these and this was early on, by the way, where these guys were getting arrested to go out there and meet. And the guy, by the way, in Tampa had the charges dropped. But what they're trying to do is intimidate people up front, even if they know they're going to drop the charges later. It still looks like, oh my God, he got in trouble. Oh my God, he got arrested. Oh, we shouldn't go out there. We shouldn't do anything.
You make people afraid of what might be.
Right. Even though it's just a big bluff that ultimately they're expecting to lose.
It's ridiculous.
It's mostly been successful bluff.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they can put you through a lot of hell, even knowing full well that you're innocent. My recent machete case is a great example of that. There was no reasonable observer could have thought they had any evidence of a crime, but yet they prosecuted me not once but twice for a felony, just because they could. And although
cost you a bunch of money, wasted your time,
cost me a lot of money, a lot of time.
Aren't they still trying to collect $1,000 or $1,600 or something from you?
Yeah.
For the so-called representation.
Yeah. So basically, consider this as classic gang tactics. Okay, the gang picks you up, and then there's an affiliated gang called the Bar Association, and they say you have to pay somebody from this affiliated organization, from the Bar Association, to represent you, and if you don't, we will happily put you in prison, even if you're innocent.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much exactly what they tell you. Well, that would be called extortion if any other gang was doing it.
Sure. When they do it, though, it's legal.
Yep.
So let's get the excuses
the definition
here
of legal
from what do they have to say, right? Because these court people, they write pages and pages and pages on their orders and such, and so there's some excerpts here that ABC News, in the ruling on this California case, according to this, the federal appellate judges who sided with Newsom, and that is the governor of California, and it was 2 to 1 that did.
Not to be confused with the former bass player of Metallica.
Wasn't that Newfield?
Oh, it was
or
Newstead.
Newstead.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Newsom found the state's action of shuttering houses of worship due to a health emergency does not, quote, infringe upon or restrict practices because of their religious motivation and does not, in a selective manner, impose burdens only on conduct motivated by religious belief. So what they're saying is we're not violating your religious rights. You can still have your religion. You just have to stay home.
You can't go out and practice it.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
That's one of the most double-speak things I think I've ever heard.
Yeah. A lot of people believe that they're practicing their religion by going door to door and talking about it.
That's right. They're obligated to do that in those religions.
Exactly. And so your way, you're basically weighing what they believe is their immortal soul. That's what they, in their minds, stand to lose. And the thing is, even though I don't believe those things, I can empathize with what they must suffer under that, because
they feel obligated, and it's part of their belief.
Exactly.
And so to further say that in a selective manner, they're not imposing burdens only on conduct motivated by religious belief. So what they're saying there is we're not discriminating against religion. We're telling everybody they can't go out.
Doesn't matter. You're still
we're
violating
everybody. Right. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. And the Court of Appeals, Ninth Circuit Court, saying, yep, that's totally fine. California can ban in-person religious gatherings. We got more coming up here in moments. This is Free Talk Live.
This COVID-19 thing has turned the world upside down. Regardless of what you believe about it, it has changed our lives. But what's not changed is that if you own a business, you need to advertise to reach new customers or clients. Our audience is not the kind to stick their heads in the sand during a crisis. They are fully engaged and more active than ever. Special advertising packages are available to you to help you not just recover, but thrive. Email my sales manager, Matthew at freetalklive.com.
She became overweight, stinky, several vertebrae fused together. Sophie was going to be euthanized. DINOVITE.com. I remember Sophie starting the Dynavite. She has loved it. She is no longer stinky. She is full of life. Dynavite is nutrition. Get them on Dynavite right away while they're healthy.
You won't believe how happy your dog will
I
be.
get my Dynavite from DINOVITE.com.
Got shaving irritation? Shave Secret shaving oil can help stop it. Shave Secret doesn't cost much and is an all-American product. My name is Chuck Howard, and I developed Shave Secret and pioneered its use starting back in 1991. Ingrown hairs drove me nuts for years. Shaving oil changed all that. Why put up with ingrown hair, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts? Shave Secret provides men and women with what we believe is the best shave ever. Our proprietary blend of 100% natural base and essential oils plus a hint of menthol was designed to help eliminate shaving irritations like ingrown hairs, bumps, red rash, nicks, and cuts. We'll lose those shaving irritations. Available at Super Walmart, H-E-B, Wegmans, Giant Eagle, Discount Drug, Navy and Marine Exchanges, Amazon, and ShaveSecret.com. Use the code FTL for Free Talk Live and get a discount. Shave Secret, the best shave ever.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's AgristHosting.com.
What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it.
Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live. You're invited if you want to join us here. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We had a good question earlier about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash.
Indeed.
And that was earlier in the show. I think it was in the first hour. But if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, now's a great time to go and do that over at Bitcoin.com. They got a great introductory section over there. Or maybe you're not brand new to cryptocurrency and you just want to get the latest news headlines. They've got an excellent news site that's updated probably multiple times a day, at least daily. There's fresh stuff over there at news.bitcoin.com. Or just go to Bitcoin.com and get started into the world of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin BTC over at Bitcoin.com. We go to your phone calls and thoughts. I'll give you some more excerpts here from this story about an outrageous court decision that's completely backing the crackdown on religion in California. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals basically saying, yep, we could totally ban you from gathering together for religious purposes because we're banning everybody from gathering together for all purposes, so therefore it's not discriminatory against religion.
Except for government can gather together.
Which does not mean that it doesn't obstruct
violate your rights.
Your right to practice your religion.
It sure
and that's
does.
what it says. Free exercise
Yeah,
are the
that would
words
be like,
I was looking for.
Yeah.
As a guitar player, that'd be like them saying, well, you can't actually touch your guitar, but you can still study music.
Pretty much. Let's talk to Dave. He's in New Hampshire. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Dave.
So Jeremy Stampier of New Hampshire has claimed, I guess, that police in Littleton, New Hampshire, have been dismantling playgrounds.
Huh?
Dismantling? Like
disassembling? Some kid might go get exercise instead of becoming obese.
Wow.
You might go enjoy the outdoors or something.
It's almost like they're trying to keep some massive secret. Just keep people from talking. Keep them from comparing notes.
I still think they're trying to fatten us up so the aliens can come down and harvest us for food.
It's a cookbook.
I'm only kidding.
To serve man
I don't really
is a
believe.
cookbook.
I don't really believe that, but my sci-fi mind, it has it, in my brain that this would be a great intro to like a science fiction movie about an alien occupation, right? The government that gets infiltrated by some aliens. They lock everybody down, force them to stay at home, only eat Dominoes so everybody fattens up and stuff, and then the aliens can come down and harvest everybody for their food source.
Yeah, well, it feels like we're being softened up for an invasion. I wouldn't expect aliens. I would be
the
less
whole world's being
surprised
softened
by,
up. Right. This is happening almost everywhere. Now, there's some exceptions. In fact, there's a guy who is in Belarus who has been reaching out to tell us what has been going on there. I got an email from him. I haven't opened it yet, though, where he's kind of going to tell what it's like to be in this place where they actually haven't had the same level of crackdowns. But, Dave, what were you trying to say there? Go ahead.
Tell us more of this feast. Oh, you'll be at the feast, Homer.
Maybe the victim.
Nice, that's when Homer got abducted by aliens.
Yep.
But there was something else. I was able to ambush interview 5 different Concord police officers over the weekend about their attempt to stop kids from playing on that playground in Concord.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video went pretty viral when the Concord cops were threatening parents on a playground maybe 3 weeks ago or whatever it was.
I didn't even hear about that.
Really?
How did I miss that?
Wow. Well, just go to freekeen.com, scroll down the last couple weeks. You'll see there's a video there of what happened. The parents actually pushed back. They didn't just quietly go and leave. They did leave the playground proper. They stepped outside of it and then harangued the police and then actually coughed at them at one point and made the police leave. So it was actually pretty cool.
Why, when I was a kid, all the kids were busy trying to party and do drugs and have sex. They'd never think about going to a playground and having fun. Kids are out of hand, I tell you.
Or there's a fair amount of mainstream press coverage of that Concord couple.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is the mainstream press coverage is like Concord couple coughs or Concord couple caught on video at playground.
The mainstream coverage was very anti the parents, obviously, because they will do whatever they have to do to appease the police state in the mainstream media, and there's no doubt about that.
They're part of it. They're
propagating
more
the
than
propaganda.
That. The media is the entertainment division of the military-industrial complex.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not very entertaining. You know how mainstream TV stations, how far out of their way they will go to try and keep interesting video off the air.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Yeah, but they do manage to keep most people's attention. I was talking with somebody today about how it seems like the first thing people do in order to become a libertarian is stop watching TV. I know so few libertarians who watch TV.
Yeah, I gave up watching regular-ass TV about a decade or so ago.
Right.
Yeah, I just got sick of getting lied to.
Well, Dave, you used to work for those guys. You used to work for, I think, Fox, didn't you?
Yeah, and it's interesting. I have worked for some TV stations that were actually pretty. I've worked for some TV stations that were okay, and actually one of the ones that was okay was the Fox. Actually, both of the Fox affiliates that I worked for. I was technically a Fox employee, and actually both of the Fox stations were the least bad, I guess, in terms of they really did get excited about good video, and they seemed to be fairly well run. And the one in Dallas was actually we had an investigative division, and they would really take on the police.
Wow.
And some really neat people that work there. But by and large, yes, it does seem like, even looking back at those stations, it's like, wow, there's so much they have so much of a passion for going after the common man, sometimes compared to the real dangers, the government.
No doubt. Dave, thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate it. And loving the videos that you've been doing over at RidleyReport.com. People want to see these cops getting confronted. He's going to be putting those up there, and he's been confronting bureaucrats recently as well, like politicians and stuff. So it's been some good stuff from Dave Ridley over at RidleyReport.com. Check him out there. So,
I know you don't like the politics, but something I think about is how different would the response have been if Hillary Clinton were president?
I don't know. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Could have been better. Well, you never know what's down the road not taken. But
well, we know anybody close to her would probably end up mysteriously dead.
Yeah.
That's only if you disagree with her.
And I'm sorry, I believe it's pronounced Hitlery, isn't it? Isn't there a T in there?
Quote, we're dealing here with a highly contagious and often fatal disease for which there is presently no known cure, said Judge Jacqueline Nguyen and Barry Silverman. Two judges wrote in their ruling.
Like Epstein, these people did not kill themselves.
Denying the restraining order. Again, we're back to the story in California where the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has upheld the ban on indoor religious gatherings.
What's the overall death rate now? Like less than 1%?
It's been way than
the Ninth Circuit is also the most overruled circuit in America in terms of the sheer number of cases that they get reversed a lot because they're a radical. They're known as a radical circuit.
Well, it's still worth talking about because they are ignoring the First Amendment here, right? Like they are violating the First Amendment, one of the ones that's pretty clear in the way it's written that you have a right to practice your religion in the United States. In reaching their decision, the judges noted that the late U.S. Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson once wrote that if a court, quote, does not temper its doctrinaire logic with a little practical wisdom, it will convert the Constitutional Bill of Rights into a suicide pact. So they're saying here, you got to ignore all the text of the Bill of Rights. You got to use practical wisdom. So when it's practical to ban everybody from, indoor gatherings, then it's totally fine by this court's view.
And the practical wisdom is that nobody should have that sort of power.
855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Patrons at a local Boston sports club watched dumbfounded today as an unidentified man's personal trainer forced him to put on an embarrassing athletic spectacle for the entire gym.
Like a machine, there you go.
According to sources, the degrading little show went on for nearly 45 minutes, with the man reportedly being paraded around every section of the fitness establishment, doing anything his trainer commanded.
I wish I could turn around and concentrate on my workout, but I can't help but keep watching. He has to know how ridiculous he looks.
Sources added that the whole spectacle was made even sadder by the personal trainer encouraging the man to, quote, push himself a little harder.
It's like watching a f***ing trained seal.
Okay, so when you stand like that, you want to feel pressure in your knees, like this, right here, okay? Okay, give it a shot.
You root for him to tell the trainer that he's a human being with dignity and just walk away. But no, he keeps subjecting himself to this.
All right. Let's have you get on your back and walk like a crab. Come on.
This is the Onion News Network.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live. You bring up whatever you want. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've been talking about a not-so-good piece of news out of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that basically is upholding the Governor Gavin Newsom and his ban prohibiting in-church services. And that's now a decision by the Ninth Circuit Court. It was a 2-1 ruling, so they are appealing, as I understand it, to the United States Supreme Court. And so just kick him or something like that.
Oh, sorry.
While we have an interruption, I would like everybody to remember that the organization known as the United States government is still bombing people. The bombing has not stopped.
Well, the bombing is essential.
I wonder if they're wearing masks while they bomb people.
If you don't bomb Iraq, you can't have any streetlights. How can you have any streetlights if you don't bomb Iraq?
I didn't bring it for show prep, but I read where they've literally just, the military organization responsible for publishing the number of bombs dropped in any given day, week, month, or year, has just simply stopped publishing the report this year since the COVID has kicked in.
That's suspicious.
Not suspicious at all. No. Why would they want to hide this number from you during these trying times, this unprecedented crisis that we find ourselves in? Now, I want everybody to remember that those bombs are still dropping.
I want to go to the phones here. Phil is on the line in Salt Lake City. Phil, you're on Free Talk Live, listening via the TuneIn app. Go ahead.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Hey, Phil.
I just wanted to share my experience. I came out here. I'm a resident of San Francisco, California. I'm from New Hampshire originally. But I came out to Utah for gym freedom.
Gym freedom?
Everything. Gym freedom. I'm a fitness trainer.
Oh, GYM. Okay.
Gym freedom. Okay.
Yeah, gym freedom.
Gotcha.
So I came here. No one's wearing masks. There's kids playing baseball. I played basketball the other day. We had a 5-on-5 game on the court.
Nice.
Wow.
This is. You
Thank
guys
you for your service,
Utah,
bro.
Phil, can you clarify for me? Did Utah at any point prohibit people from going to gyms?
Yes, they did. They opened up the gyms. They were supposed to have all these stupid rules, and occasionally the gym I go to, they'll put up these signs and say this isn't available because of social distances. People just rip them down and use it anyways. And they
sign everywhere a sign.
Yeah, and I just don't hear you guys ever mention in Utah. You talk about Florida, about Georgia, but here in Utah right now, I'm telling you, it's just I love it because it's such a different place compared to San Francisco. I'm right when this happened, they said, okay, it's going to be 3 weeks. They had us doing all these Simon. It was like Simon Says. Like every day it was something new. You go in the grocery store. Okay, today we can only let a certain amount of people in. So then they started with that.
You're talking about in California or in Utah? I'm sorry, just to clarify.
In California. I just came here when they opened the gyms up.
Okay.
I know it sounds kind of petty, but it makes my life 9,000 times better.
Hey, I mean, you're supposed to be able to be free to pursue what makes you happy, right?
It's not petty. You should do what you want.
The pursuit of happiness, so please do. I'm curious, do you know if there's any live music going on in Utah?
That I'm not sure, but I know there's like this bar open. I think, I don't know if it's a private club, but they're having karaoke, and I'm just going down because, and it's
There's
crazy.
no karaoke here.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I want to say I appreciate it, Phil, because you mentioned we don't talk about Utah. That's because no one has called in until you called in about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is an open phone show. I would love to hear from more people about what's going on where they are, but unfortunately, getting people to participate is a little difficult sometimes. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, come on. Feel free to call and fill us in on Utah anytime.
Yeah, what are some of the other, like you said, you've only been there for a short few weeks, right? So, like, what are some of the other striking?
3 weeks now.
Yeah, so like, what are some of the striking differences between California, and Utah?
I mean, the malls are open here. I went to the mall the other day. You don't see anyone with a mask here. Like,
Nice.
I mean, some people wear them ironically. And then there's other people. I mean, there's
how do you know?
Like,
how do you wear a mask ironically?
Yeah, how do you know they're being ironic with it?
Because because they kind of acknowledge it. Like I've said things to people before, and they're just like, "This is just hilarious." I've talked to a few people about it. I don't know. They just it's Utah. They're a little odd here. I don't know if you know about Utah.
Utah's got its ups, it's got its downs. I mean,
everybody's a little odd. It's part of the human condition.
Agreed.
You know, and most of the time, it's our oddities that make us, if not beautiful, at least interesting.
Yep, that's true.
But I mean, the other thing is I got to go back to California. That's where my life is. But I mean,
too bad.
They're part of me. They're talking about opening up high school football here. There's kids playing baseball. They got baseball leagues going on here. It's just it's insane how much of a difference. And then I talked to people back in California and in New Hampshire. I talked to my friend in Boston today. He was telling me all this crazy stuff. You can't go anywhere without a mask.
Yeah.
They don't even let you in stores. And And here, you just walk in, Walmart's packed, the gym's packed. There was a restaurant. There's people eating right now. I can walk in this restaurant. There's people eating at the tables. There's servers serving people.
I got to say, it's been a real wake-up call, Phil. Thank you for calling tonight and sharing that with us. I can't imagine why you would want to go back to California after this. I mean, why don't you just make a new life where you're at?
I got my daughter.
Split custody kind of thing?
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that ruins a lot for a lot of people, man. Having to deal with breakups and children really just screws people and keeps them in the same place in places where they don't want to be because they care about their kid and that's their primary thing, and they stay in a place they hate.
And generally, the law is the motivation there, too. Family courts are
it's tragic.
Family courts are maybe the worst part of the organization of as far as the rules. They don't even have rules that they have to follow within family. They just make crap up.
I wonder how much worse family court is now with this whole COVID crackdown, because a lot of courts you can't even get into.
Right.
They're not even having court in a lot of cases. For instance, former co-host, now persecuted political prisoner Christopher Cantwell is being held in jail awaiting a trial, which they've now postponed for months because they're simply not having. Well, look, I don't agree with his beliefs, but I'm going to stand up for somebody who's being put in a prison cell for BS charges, and they are BS charges.
Yeah, and you're not wrong on that. I just had to get that out as well.
Then the caller James should be in jail for all of the threats against everybody.
Yeah, they won't do anything to him.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no consistency.
That's a great point.
He probably works for the NSA or something.
Who, James? I don't want to talk about that guy. But going on here, you can dial in toll-free. You can join us. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. But what the churches in California ought to do is just do what the people in Louisiana and in Florida did. Just open the doors.
Welcome everybody.
Yeah, bring people in, have plenty of video cameras around. A lot of these churches are recorded anyways. They already have video on the premises. They're streaming live to Facebook Live or whatever.
Yep.
And then see what they do. Let them come in with the Bearcat. Let them roll in the SWAT team and bust up a church service.
Yep.
Let that go out on video.
Yep.
Let people see how violent these government goons are.
And really, what it's going to come down to is what do the congregations want? Okay, because there are congregations who think this is very important, and there's congregations who don't, and the ones who find it very important, and I hope they will be many, and I hope they will be successful.
When you say very important, you mean standing up to the state?
Exactly.
Okay.
And so what I'm trying to say is, if your church is not going to hold services,
find one that will.
Exactly. Yeah. Hearing something a little different or even something completely new, maybe
not a bad thing.
It may be better than hearing nothing at all.
I went to one of the best church services I've attended over the weekend. I went to Hope Chapel here in Keene because they did have an event where people could gather together, and there were hugs given out, and it was an amazingly libertarian sermon that was given. I got video of the whole thing. I'll put it up at freekeene.com. There's more coming up here. This is Free Talk Live.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
Hand sanitizer is not an option. It's now a must-have. But beware, not all hand sanitizers are created equal. That is why you want to use 2020 Safe Hand Sanitizer. You can trust the hand sanitizer on 2020safe.net to be made with the highest quality ingredients, American-made with American ingredients, employing Americans. Log on now at 2020safe.net and order your liter bottle and receive a bonus. That's right, you'll receive a 30-count bottle of Immune Booster, a $14.95 value, free. By using code GCN at checkout, 2020safe.net offers many natural products to help support health and help you live a more fulfilled life. From germ-zapping hand sanitizer to immune-building nutraceuticals, 2020safe.net has what you need in stock today. Just click 2020safe.net. Remember to enter GCN at checkout, and the bonus is yours free. Go now to 2020safe.net.
Houseflies defecate every 4 to 5 minutes, spreading diseases and germs. Protect your food and your health with Bug Assault, a miniaturized shotgun which utilizes ordinary table salt as ammunition. Non-toxic, no batteries required. Only $39.95. Use discount code GCN and get an extra 10% off your purchase at bugassault.com. Fire your fly swatter. Get your Bug Assault today.
Hey guys, Mark Claire here, lionsofliberty.com, where we strive to advance the ideas of liberty daily. We bring you the Morning Roar. That's right, every Monday to Friday we'll have a brand new edition of the Morning Roar, where we provide a roundup of some news stories that you may not find in the mainstream media or even in your typical social media newsfeed. We find stories that relate to the ideas of liberty and provide you with our liberty perspective on them. Every Monday, we have our longest-running feature, Mondays with Murray, named after the great libertarian Murray Rothbard, where we'll examine an article or an excerpt from his works and help convey his view, along with our little spin as well. We wrap it all up every Friday with Felony Friday, where our own John Odermatt goes out and takes a look at some sort of felony. There's felonies committed every day, you know, whether it's a felony committed by the police, a politician, or even an average citizen. You can find all of this and so much more over at lionsofliberty.com, advancing the ideas of liberty daily.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Moments remain here. Enough time for you. If you call now, we might be able to get you in. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And we have the Discord call-in line rooms. I'm going to go to the Discord caller here in just a moment. With you tonight, though, it's Ian.
The captain.
And nobody.
Oh, coming up, it's going to be here before you know it now. We are, I think, about 4 weeks away from the start of the new start date. According to Derek J. Freeman from AnyPay, he is now saying that Forkfest will be starting on June 22nd.
It's a 2-week festival.
It is now a 2-week-long festival going through July 5th. And
it's like two festivals in one.
we had been promoting it as June 29th through July 5th. I think most people are going to be coming because that's the way we've been promoting it for the last year. But it's some people are going to start celebrating Forkfest early because now the Porcupine Freedom Festival, I'm not going to say they've winded down. They've just taken their space and brought that down a little bit.
It's decentralized, so really you can celebrate it whenever you decide.
You want.
I'm going to celebrate it right now. I'm celebrating Forkfest right now.
Congratulations.
Moment.
You're
okay,
here. You made it.
Now I'm
wow,
done. Okay.
You're having like a tiny little fork of Forkfest.
I did.
You can fork a Forkfest anywhere.
It's true. It's true. You know. Forkfest.party. Go there. You can learn more about it. It is a decentralized libertarian camping festival. And good luck finding another camping festival anytime soon.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere, anytime. Now, that's not to say it's not happening in Utah. I don't know. It sounded like things are getting pretty good there in Utah. And I got to say, I'm disappointed in New Hampshire. I'm pretty disappointed. I mean, I love New Hampshire. I like the people here, but you know, I'm not impressed with what I've seen as their reaction
for being
to this
called
stuff.
the live free or die state. I kind of expected more.
I did too,
out of the state in general, but
the people, not the state. The state's terrible.
The people of this geographic area known as the state.
I wonder how many people have really thought about what that quote means. Usually you just hear the first part of it, but the words that he follows that he follows live free or die with is death is not the worst of evils. So basically what he's saying is it is better to die fighting than to live a slave.
Yeah, and I haven't seen much fighting. I mean, we've seen it on an individual basis where, as I said earlier, there was a mass protest in Nashua, meaning without masks, people not wearing masks to violate the $1,000 fine that they could receive for not wearing a mask in the city of Nashua, New Hampshire, which is the second largest city, and that went unmolested. It was at City Hall with dozens of people, like over 50, gathered there. We've been unmolested by the Goon Squad at our nightcaps that we've been having on Friday nights. We have had massive protests that groups of people have come to in Concord, which have been unmolested by police. So on an individual basis, there's been some good pushback in New Hampshire. But man, from the businesses, I just haven't seen hide nor hair.
I think it would be really funny if I ended up a guy who's not, a native of New Hampshire. If I'm a guy who's like in the top 20% or so of people who actually say and use the live free or die motto. That would be.
There's a lot
funny.
of individuals who do it, but the business owners are just not those people. They're so scared. They're so scared of the government, and I think they're also to some extent scared of other people and what their pushback might be.
The thing is, they always have been, because anybody who isn't terrified is weeded out.
Sure.
Because they're not terrified for no reasons. They're terrified because people will come and kill your business for nothing.
Yep. And just one more thing about Memorial Day.
And they'll kill you if you fight back.
One more thing about Memorial Day that I want all of our listeners to remember on this Memorial Day is that politicians are not leaders.
Nope. They're not your friends either. Let's go to Rob. He's on the line in nearby Vermont. Rob, you're on our Discord server. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I want to share this cannabis experience that I have had.
Hey, you know what they say the first part of weed is, right? Wee!
Well, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. But anyways, I picked up this strand a few days ago, a small amount, and the experience that you're supposed to have when you smoke like a bowl or a bong hit, the end result of the product is that when it's done, it's either supposed to be gray or white.
Okay.
The remaining
it's ash. It's been charred.
Exactly.
You made an ash of it.
Exactly. This product that I used, I didn't have that experience with it when I was.
What did it do?
It was like charcoal.
And this was supposed to be weed? Or was it some other kind of product?
No. This is, it's a genuine weed that came from a dispensary.
Huh.
And, like I said.
License weed.
Where did you go? Was it Massachusetts where you went to get this?
I believe it came from Massachusetts. I didn't get this. Somebody else got this for me. But my experience, like I said, was that, when all of the green is all broke down and, it just, like I said, it just turns
What was
black.
it called? Was there a name? I mean, there's all these creative names for the products.
Purple Kush.
Yeah, what was it called?
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster. All right. Well, hey, thanks for the sharing the experience, Rob.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to mention, too, is that there was this throbbing pain that I got in the side of my head that went all the way up into the front of it, smoking this material.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
As I would advise you you might want to consider just throwing that stuff in the trash.
Yeah, that sounds really bad. Maybe it got sprayed with something or what? Who knows?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of scary, Rob. Thanks for the call. Good luck. Appreciate hearing from you, and I hope that you're well. Let's talk to David in New Mexico. You're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead, David.
Paraquat.
Huh?
You think it's paraquat?
A pair of what?
Paraquat that's what they sprayed the weed crops with.
Oh.
Yeah, Captain, you can't say that word on the radio, the one you're thinking of.
Paraquat?
So anyway, let me
go on.
Go on. Times. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
no, tell me what I can say. So I'll say it.
Moving on.
Let me incorporate both challenges if I can try. So Memorial Day.
No, this is David.
Let me memorialize the dead relationship as murdered by the now incorporating the second challenge, Judge John J. Romero Jr. and Judge Angela Jewell in New Mexico to honor the challenge from your caller of not referring to them as the G word. And then also a second challenge. So I have, having sworn an oath.
I don't have any idea.
Hang on. Go ahead, David.
There's two things. So we're on the second challenge. I swore an oath and served, and I'm taking the captain's challenge, and I have already proved it because let's see. District Attorney Raul Torres, to avoid the G word, we named the name, is trying to put me in prison for 4 years. They charged me 4 times for calling into the KUNM radio station to talk to politicians, to tell them what I think of them and what they're doing.
Yep.
And
no free
literally
speech
they're trying to
allowed.
put me in.
You can't ask politicians questions they're uncomfortable with.
I'm following what Dave is putting down, and I think that Jet should award David the cryptocurrency
He's
award.
done a good job
for meeting both challenges.
And if he does, I promise I will not spend it on any lawyer. They don't deserve a penny of it.
Thanks for the call, David. I appreciate it, man. So real quick, little bit of good news. We got a little more good news for you here. WDRB out of Louisville, Kentucky, reporting that a protest for gun rights at the Kentucky Capitol Sunday included attendees hanging an effigy of Governor Andy Beshear from a tree, according to a statement from Democrats in the House of Representatives. So this is something we talked about.
I got Tom Petty's refugee, except you might have to hang them in effigy. Might have to hang them in effigy.
We need more torches and pitchforks in this country and more people willing to use them.
The state Democrats had a statement about it. They said hanging Governor Beshear in effigy is beyond reprehensible, and yet it's also
I think
logical.
it's hilarious.
Yeah, it should happen more often.
Guar would be proud.
It should happen in more places more often, and let's do it right on the governor's front lawn.
Yeah.
In fact, weren't you talking about making like a guillotine or something?
Yeah, I wanted
like
to bring a reasonable facsimile of a guillotine to the next protest.
I like it.
Do it where his kids can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Well, there was some talk about actually having the next protest surrounding the governor's house.
There was some talk about that.
And I thought, wow, what a great prop to have at said protest.
Yeah, by the way, I just want to make it clear, I don't support violence, but this is just simulated violence. So, people got to get their frustrations out, and this is is a peaceful way to
think of it as a visual aid.
I definitely don't support the violence they do against us.
No doubt about it. Hey, we're out of time for tonight. You can join us online. In the meantime, freetalklive.com. Check out lcaptainkickass.com and electnobody.com, whose campaign will be, by the way, kicking off within the next week or so. See you tomorrow.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had got involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be a part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream for people to use it for everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that is as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency.